like and responding to the title of a millionaire, that's when doors open. That's when opportunities present itself. Now, I could have sat back and say, I don't know, like, when you talk to Kathy Hood about crypto, she about to start a whole conference by herself on the phone, in the mall, in a beauty salon, wherever you see her. So I saw how passionate she was. I said, well, let me learn a little bit more. And I gotta admit, I was a little intimidated at first, but she started referencing names and cryptocurrencies and processes. I thought, okay, you know what, hold on. I don't know what she's talking about, but there was something in me that would not let me just kind of get behind the curtain. So, number one, that's why I'm up here, because she has to be well. She knows I don't like to be in front of the microphone. I like to be behind the curtain, so to speak. But I come to you excited about new opportunities. I would say as a woman, I come to you excited about new opportunities in crypto. I want to tell you, our online audience, again, thank you so much for your patience. We have some phenomenal speakers that are coming to you on today. Some of them are live, some of them are virtual. We have Mr. John Beaudry, who's our keynote speaker. Guys, he got stuck in Reagan because they had some snow in DC. However, I'm talking to him, we're working through that. He is still coming because he says that he has a word that he has to share with you guys. So he is excited. He said, listen, I said, Mr. Beaudry, listen, we gonna get you here on somebody's plane. I want you to walk, but I'm telling you, he is so passionate about making it here to Atlanta to get you guys this word. We are going to make sure that he can tell you what he has to say. So again, welcome to State of the Woman Conference. Have a great day. Thank you for your patience. We'll have lunch. We will update you with the schedule as we go along. But I believe now I am going to welcome Ms. Kathy Hood, the founder and the visionary of State of the Woman. I welcome her to the stage and all her family.
You know, and technology, we are in the technology age.
teach. Point blank, period. And so now the thing about it is State of the Woman has always been about women issues and what we go through. And I'm not talking about issues from a bad standpoint. I'm just talking about the things that we go through as women. You know, but just because, you know, we can't handle it all in one conference. You know, we'll be here for what, about 20, 30 years? You know, talking about what's happening and the things to, you know, that help us to get through and to make some stuff happen. But again, I am super excited that you guys are here. Everybody that has said yes to this conference, this is a hard thing. You know, because it's important to me that women succeed. I am all things women, period. I am. I love our men, you know, I'm not saying anything. Look, I tell people, no, we don't bash men. You know, we thank God for them because he used one to get us here, right? He used one to get us here. So, but I just want to thank our sponsors. So, you know, of course, y'all have Smith BB, Organized Chaos. She is amazing. So, pulling everything together. When I tell you I've never seen anybody have 15 conversations at one time, I have seen her operate in her gift today, y'all. Go BB, go BB, go BB, go BB. She's Organized Chaos, guys. You can find her on Facebook. I'm sure we'll get your email address or, you know, her website and all that good stuff. She is phenomenal. And then, of course, we have Dr. Lisa Richardson. Guys, she's all in technology, so I know we've been making her pull her hair out today. Right? And so every time we go to a question, go with her with the question. Dr. Lisa, they can't get in. It's in the email. Yeah, she's that teacher kid guy, so she doesn't get riled up, you know what I'm saying? And so she's always so calm, but you know, you may get an eye roll or something like that, you know, but we don't get an attitude or, you know, anything carrying on, but all this technology, Main Street Martech, gosh, she created the website, she does everything, anything technology, everything that she does everything. Don't let her tell you nothing else. That's all I want to say. So you guys get a chance to hear from her a little later too. So we also wanted, let's just say, go Dr. Lisa, go Lisa, go Lisa. So y'all can't see her. I should have brought her on stage. So the online people can't see her. Also, we want to say thank you to the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce. So they are one of our main sponsors as well of putting on this amazing event. And so I guess, who else we got? Am I missing anybody? Oh yeah, Adams Realty and Management Services. So Mrs. Kelly Adams, we want to say thank you so much for your sponsorship. So this is our good stuff, guys. So you're going to hear about more people, more about vendors and just different things that came together to make all of this happen, all right? So again, what am I supposed to do, guys? What?
Randy. We're bringing up Randy.
No, not just yet. I got to introduce my MCs for today, right?
Do that, yes, do that.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to be doing it. This is probably going to be the last time y'all see me up here.
Untrue.
But I got to go put out some more fires. So thank you guys for being so patient with us. You know, it's driving me bananas because I am a person about time. You know, and at 10 o'clock I wanted to be started, right? And so 10:05 hit, you know, I start twitching. 10:30, yeah, I'm sure. BB was like, just step outside. She's all the smoke. Okay. So then just to hear that we had to wait 15 more minutes at 10:45. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. So again, guys, just know this is not the norm. Yeah, anybody that knows me knows I'm a stickler for time for things. So again, thank you so much for being patient with us, all right? And all my people, I pray that you all got in. So y'all chat it up on the chat with them. Say hey to the people here. I don't know if you guys don't look like hardly anybody. The in-person people. They did not bring a laptop. I don't even know if I told y'all that was even a thing, right? Yeah. So you could chat it up with the people online, but it's okay because you can chat it up with us, all right? Talk to us. I'm gonna need
backstage link?
Yes.
Awesome. So when it should be online, guys. You all know, for a lot of you all that are here or online specifically, and some that are here in person, that Wonder Web is totally amazing.
Yes.
In this space, as well as just being a mom, an entrepreneur, a coach, a sister. When I tell you this lady is fire, she is fire. So when you guys get a chance to hear her, I'm good.
Yeah, tell me when you want me to bring her up.
Okay, so she is just totally amazing. So you can bring her up right now, so that way we can see her. She's
Hello, beautiful.
How are you?
I am blessed and I'm so excited to be at this event with you, everyone online, everyone across the world, and definitely everybody in that exciting room. I heard all the energy this morning. Just excited to be here and just really excited to talk about cryptocurrency with all these amazing women. Just excited to be here and just really excited to talk about
Wonderful. Y'all should see after Lisa Brand. So there's going to be a little delay right now, guys. So it's between us and you, all right? So also I want to bring up the in-person mistress of ceremony, y'all. Like, you want to be on stage with me? What you doing? No. Guys, I want you all to meet Trishelle Williams.
Hey, everybody.
So look, Trishelle is a master coach. She's a master friend. She's a master entrepreneur. She's a master luxury life member. You know. So she's getting us all together. So we're just gonna turn it over to our mistresses of ceremony. And I'm gonna get out the way. So again, thank you guys. Wanda, you look amazing, girl. So Wanda's up first. So Wanda, we want you to do your thing, sweetheart.
I love it. Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, thank you and welcome to the State of the Woman 2022. And this year we're talking all things crypto. Today's going to be packed with amazing experts, powerful stories, and conversations that are really inclusive in this wealth conversation. I want to give a little bit of a background about myself and how I came into the space of cryptocurrency. I live in Dallas, Texas with my amazing husband of over 13 years. And together we have a very busy house, 5 children. And 4 years ago, I had a good friend invite me to a conversation that would change everything. 4 years ago, she talked about a word I've never heard before, and that word was Bitcoin. And being the student that I am, I had to research, I had to learn, and as I spent the time that night going down the rabbit hole of cryptocurrency, what I understood was that this country was going to change. It was never going to be the same, and I knew that change was everything. Today, you're going to hear a lot of conversation. I hope you have your pen and your paper ready to take notes. We have one very clear agenda. That's to include more women in this technology and financial conversation, and to make sure that this time, as a new era is being launched, that we get to include ourselves. Cryptocurrency has not only allowed us to be able to see how people close a wealth gap, but it's also allowing us to enter into the financial space in a way that creates equity and equality for all of us. Today, guys, we're going to invite you into our world of cryptocurrency, and we're going to kick conversation off with a gentleman who is an author and an educator in this space. Now, I might be a little biased because we also share life and partnership together, but Mr. Randy Webb has educated over 4,000 people in the last 4 years on how to take advantage and to leverage this space. And in his brand new book, which has been released as an NFT, Infinite Cryptocurrency Concepts, he teaches you how you can use cryptocurrency and you can take advantage of it just like you would anything in the traditional financial space, except This time, there doesn't have to be a middleman. There doesn't have to be legislation that keeps you out. And there has to be no need for confusion because this space can be understood. And so you guys give it up in the live audience. I'd love to hear you cheer. And in the chat here online with my online audience, I'd love to see you in the chat. You guys give it up for Mr. Randy Webb.
All right. Can you guys hear me? What's going on? Of course, I love my life. Thank you, Ms. Webb. I appreciate you. So welcome. And I'm happy to be here for the State of the Women event. And today we're going to talk about the power of cryptocurrency. Let me make sure I can get my technology rolling out here. I just uploaded the slides here, so I'll make sure you guys can see this. See, put in the picture here. Share slides. Okay. And maybe not. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Let me make sure we can click to the other side. Okay. Welcome, folks. Okay. My name is Randy Webb. I've been involved with this industry now. Me and my wife, we've been full-time entrepreneurs for about 9 years. You know, no boss, no job, folks. I come from very humble beginnings, born and raised in Compton, California. I'm so grateful for this industry right here because we collapse the wealth gap. And that's what I believe that cryptocurrency and banking allows, because most of the world today, whether you knew it or not, is about 70% of the world is unbanked. Only 30% of the world is banked. And so with this new technology that's come on board, the blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, in short, we're going to just talk about, simply put, we now have technology that is out there that allows the average person to now bank. And here's the best part. You can control your income. Now, I know most people don't understand what's happening right now. You hear things like inflation and the printing of money and things are happening around you. The rich continually get rich while the poor get poor. But we don't understand why these things are happening. And today, my goal is to convey to you in a very short amount of time how these things happen and why are digital assets, why is it important that you learn them today? Okay, I'm so grateful that 4 years ago, I got on this path about cryptocurrency and I had one agenda. I wanted to learn about money. I wanted to learn about banking so that I can teach it in a way that would change communities around the globe. And we're doing exactly that. And as my wife said before, you know, create a book called Infinite Cryptocurrency Concepts. And that came from, I got involved with the concept over 9 years ago, dealing with creating a banking system. And unfortunately, there was a middleman in that banking system that when there's a middleman, there's always profit that has to be given out. Okay. When there's a middleman that's controlling the money, there's always where the money is getting taken away. And what you guys probably looking at this screen like, who is this picture? This is Henry VIII. And this is where I believe the debasement of currency really started from. So giving you a little history lesson, Henry VIII had a very lavish lifestyle. And of course, England went through multiple wars. And for them to fund those wars and fund his lifestyle, they had to build up more income for the crown. Okay. Whether it be through taxation or the debasement of currency. So what happened was when they debased their currency back then, their currency was silver and gold. And so debasement meant that when they melted down the gold, for example, when the coins came back into the kingdom, when they melted down the gold, they would actually put another lesser metal in like copper. And so you would have a 24 karat coin that would eventually become 20 carats. Silver will eventually be only about 6% of silver actually in it, to the point where now they just replace the coin altogether. Well, folks, that didn't really change because we're still doing that same thing today in our economy right now, where we're printing money. So printing money is like me saying debasing the money. Now, why is this important for cryptocurrency? Because cryptocurrency is a deflationary technology. That means that when money is constantly being printed, it's not going to lessen in value. It's actually going to increase in value. This is how we hedge and protect our wealth. And so it's no longer, hey, the rich get rich and the poor get poor. If those who decide to get into a space like this with deflationary measures, you can start controlling your wealth. So when we look at how money works, when you print money, let's say that there are about 1 million things that you can buy. Okay, let's just call these goods. And then the money supply currently is $10 million. Well, each one of these items would be $10. But what happens when we print more money and place it into circulation, that same amount of money, more money, is chasing the same amount of goods. So now those goods have to go up in value, which goes to $20 instead of $10. Now, there's going to be two winners in this economy. There's either someone who's going to get rich off of this, or there's someone who's going to lose money off of this. Who are those people? If you are cash heavy and you have to keep a savings account, or you're paying standard bills, credit card debt, or you're paying your rent, you're being hurt by this economy. You can't win in this economy. But I'm going to talk about how can you win. You can win by understanding money. Do you realize that only 16% of people understand the basics about money, how banking actually works? What I just taught you just now, most people didn't know. 84% of people don't understand the flow of money and how it works, but they work for it all day long. And I'm gracious that I get to talk about this here, folks. Listen, all I want you to get from this chart is, we talk about us retiring today. Baby boomers are not in the greatest situation because they were kind of the guinea pigs of something called the 401k plan. And here we are 43 years later. And what we've realized is the debasement of money. Okay. Taxation and inflation, all those things impacted the 401k plan, let alone the market crashes. And if you realize we've had a market crash just about every 10 to 20 years in our economy. So that means that every baby boomer who was saving for retirement got hit. And so today, the average fund has no more than about $100,000 in it, folks. Okay, when it comes to retirement. So people need things. And so when we're looking at our debt in the early 1900s started at 16 billion. And we have literally compounded all the way up now to about 29 trillion, and it's still counting. And I need you to know that in the next 4 years, it's going to get worse, but there's a solution. There's a way for you to combat that. There's a way for you to hedge against that. There's a way for you to close this wealth gap, this inequality gap that you're seeing around the world. Here in the U.S., we're one of the second largest countries with a wealth gap of this size. To be in the top 50%, you have to at least be making $38,000. To be in the top 1% is $488,000. If you look at other countries like the UAE, okay, they have a large wealth gap, or Bahrain, large wealth gap. That can all close because what's happening is most people don't have access to banking, and cryptocurrency, blockchain technology is allowing that because mostly everyone has a mobile phone. And now you can do your banking through a mobile phone, and you can do it through cryptocurrency. Just looking at some inequalities around the globe, of course, what you're looking at here is black households versus white households, their counterparts. And one blue state is where African Americans make more median income. I'm talking about median income than its white counterpart. And then you can see in every other state, that's not the case. So when it comes to the blockchain, something that cannot be manipulated, a ledger, okay, these things are going to change and give an even playing field for a lot of people. And you just got to understand the concept. Okay. As money is printed, I got to hedge and protect my money. So I'll keep it in an asset here. And we'll give you some examples of how people are also doing that in the real estate game. We know people are stretched. Guess what? Health insurance people can't pay for. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. Inflation is through the roof. I know they say 6.8%. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is for the person who says, I know I'm not crazy. I think the gas prices went up way more than 6.8%. No, you're not crazy. The gas prices have increased it well over 50 to 100% when it comes to inflation, right? In your area, your gas prices may have doubled from $2 to $4, or from $1.50 to $3. That's where gas prices are sitting today. Foreclosures at a record high. Most homes about 20,000 homes are foreclosing every month since September of last year. And of course, we've already known that we've had a 401k problem. Older Americans, baby boomers, cannot retire right now. And about 50% of baby boomers are not in position to retire. Okay. But I'll tell you, there is a way for you to collapse the time that you thought it would have took you to retire. Most people thought it was going to take them 30 years to accumulate enough money to do this. And I'm going to show you a way that, listen, can't give guarantees, but I will tell you there is an industry right now in the digital asset arena, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, that is allowing people to accumulate assets that they've never thought it was possible for. And it's because we've been able to get rid of the middleman, get rid of the banking system that's in between taking all the money, or through the printing of money or the debasement of money. Since the creation of Bitcoin, it's only been in one direction. It's only gone up. And there's been a lot of millionaires that have been created in this space, folks. And guess what? They look like you. They sound like you. Some people you might be rubbing shoulders with, and you don't know they have a portfolio. They have a crypto wallet with over $1 million in it. Okay. Now I want to talk super big numbers, but just know that it's possible just to learn a strategy. so that you can change everything up. I learned a strategy 4 years ago that changed my life and is changing so many other people's lives. Millennials have already naturally adopted this because this is what they were born into. I'm a Gen X, okay? But I still learned this industry. I joined the military when I was young teenage dad at 18, 19 years old. And I remember emails were just coming on board. So I was privileged to join the military during a time where technology was just coming on board. So I'm up to speed with what's happening now. All that you have to do is get up to speed to what's happening technology wise, because money is changing. 83% of millennial millionaires own cryptocurrency. That should say a lot right there. And you see some of the major moves. I want to just give you the confidence about where this industry is going, because sometimes you can be manipulated by looking at certain news channels and you may think that cryptocurrency is collapsing, is going away, or regulations happening here. What's going to happen of it? And I'm telling you, cryptocurrency has positioned itself in each economy around the world to actually win. It has an infrastructure that is in place and some big partnerships that are happening in major corporations right now. So this is where you see the FTX exchange, one of the largest crypto exchanges out there. They bought the Miami Heat's arena. Okay, this year for $135 million for the naming. You have the Staples Center. Okay, they were bought by Crypto.com for $700 million. Folks, this is so symbolic as we watch new digital businesses buying, traditional real estate or traditional things that traditional businesses would have bought in the past. Okay, that regime is changing. And so Crypto.com, a big deal. They also just partnered with the LeBron James Foundation. You have Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter, who stepped down to run his company called Block, formerly known as Square. He also partnered with Jay-Z, where they started a Bitcoin trust so that they can create infrastructure in Africa for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin mining. You have the fourth largest mutual fund holder in the United States, who just partnered with one of the biggest banking of cryptocurrency exchanges, Nexo. And so they're going to offer their clients, guess what? Crypto assets. So it grows the market even more. And I know it's this non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Most people are trying to wrap their brains around how people are spending, from $100 all the way up to $500,000 on a JPEG picture. Is no different than someone buying a Picasso painting. See, what you're seeing is the change of times. A Picasso painting is now digital. It's now recorded on the blockchain so that ownership keeps perpetuity. Someone continues, generations down the line. It can't be lost. This is a system that cannot be manipulated, and it gets rid of the human interaction, the human trust portion that sometimes is not trustworthy. Okay. But now we have an AI operating everything that needs to happen. It just executes. Okay. If you don't think big players in this game, Walmart has just submitted an application to trademark at the USPTO trademark office, where they will be entering the metaverse world. Okay. Doing digital assets. You just seen Adidas and Prada partner together to drop an NFT recently this last weekend. Facebook has been building a metaverse right now. Okay. Stocks are going absolutely crazy for those who say, hey, I'm going to build in the metaverse. Folks, this is the .com boom part 2, except there is infrastructure in place. So if you have sound thought and you learn in this industry, you can position yourself as an expert. Why? Because less than 1% of the population is participating in cryptocurrency right now. Okay. You have companies like Microsoft. These are your top corporations in the world right now, and they're getting involved in cryptocurrency. So Microsoft is building a metaverse right now as well, too. And then we have our Bitcoin rich list, just talking about that 1%. You're not late. Okay. I want you to see this. And I always challenge everyone. When you learn about this space, your goal should be get at least one Bitcoin for your family. Bust your butt to own at least one Bitcoin. And when we look at these statistics, if you own one Bitcoin right now, you would be in the top 2% of all Bitcoin holders. Less than 1% of the world is doing this right now. So be in the top 2% of all Bitcoin holders just by owning one Bitcoin. Cathie Woods just projected that Bitcoin, her projection, she's one of the largest hedge fund runners in the United States as well, too. And she's heavy on crypto right now. And Cathie Woods, she just gave her estimate that she expects Bitcoin to go to about $1 million. And I'll show you a projection, a chart showing the uptrend of Bitcoin. And then she projects that Ethereum is going to go to $180,000. Now, looking at some of the past gains over 2021, man, we had things like the Binance coin went from $37 to $332. Imagine, buying a token like that, or a Polkadot project, $6 all the way up to $39. Now, all of these coins, they have utility except this one right here, Dogecoin. I won't go there with you, but it's a meme coin. It's a joke. It's for fun. But you have all these other projects like Cardano, who has a blockchain as as well too. And people are building art and NFT and building music on top of their blockchain. They went from 18 cents to $1.29. Stellar Lumens being used as currency in other countries went from 13 cents to 53 cents. You have Chainlink. Okay. It went from a couple dollars all the way up to $34. So I can go on and on about the different projects, and they all have great utility that you got to learn about. So why this? Well, first of all, if not this, then you have this. The US dollar is depreciated ever since its existence, since its creation in 1913. And it became a Federal Reserve note in 1933 when FDR said, hey, you can use anything. He told the banks, you can use anything inside your banking system to back the dollar. We no longer have to really back it with gold. So he made gold illegal, right? That's an actual asset. And then they were able to just basically start printing money. And from this time, this is the point at which we just start depreciating the dollar like crazy. The dollar is really not worth the paper it's printed on. However, of course, because we're positioned around the world, the dollar has some strength and it's the world reserve right now. But something kicked off that gave us an option in 2009. There was a group of people or a person, Satoshi Nakamoto, who created a technology called the blockchain technology. And with the blockchain technology, I want to keep it very simple. It's like you walking into a bank, right? And if you decide to deposit $1,000 into your banking account, the first thing the teller is going to ask you is your name and the number of your account. They're going to go in their computer system. They're going to look up your account number. And then once they look it up, they can deposit that $1,000 into that account. That is what you call a centralized ledger. You see, Bank of America has its own ledger. Wells Fargo has its own ledger. JP Morgan has its own ledger, but none of us can see it. And so we had this great bank collapse back in 2008. We didn't understand the banks were over leveraged, that they didn't have money. Okay. And then 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto kicked this off, created this blockchain technology that would make AI the trust member. Okay. We no longer have to depend on human beings because most of the time that middleman was going to take something. Okay. So with blockchain technology, now you have people around the world, miners and validators. When I want to, let's say, deposit money into my Bitcoin wallet, I can do that. And then it's going to automatically be validated by a computer system automatically. Okay. And it happens in seconds. Looks like my stuff didn't convert here, but our national debt right now is $29 trillion. Okay. In the next 4 years is going to go to $52 trillion. And then by 2030, our debt is going to be at $84 trillion. What does that mean? The more money that gets printed, the less buying power that you have. So to hedge and control your buying power, what you have to do is you find an asset that is going to go up as that buying power is weakening. So that means the cost of goods and services go up. So if I own real estate, my real estate goes up. Okay. If I have a banking system that has assets in it like gold, silver, the new digital age gold, Bitcoin, okay, those are going to go up in value and I get to hedge against what's happening in the economy. You know, living in poverty right now, there's about 27 million people living in poverty right now and 21 million millionaires. That just went to 22 million today. And then by 2030, there's going to be 61 million people in poverty, while there's going to be 6 million more millionaires added on. The rich get rich while the poor get poor. Okay. But guess what? You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be in poverty because you can start acting rich. You can start, when I say acting rich, that means you're investing in some things that can change your life and change your trajectory. Here's why I believe in Bitcoin. Okay, the data shows it. Bitcoin has only went in one direction since its creation. Yes, you may hear the news say it's crashing, it's pulled back by a certain amount of percentage, but ultimately it's never pulled back to its lowest point that it's ever been at. So when Bitcoin started in 2011, for example, at 30 cents, it's now driven up to $30. And then what happens, it corrects down. And this is where people get scared. But really, you shouldn't get scared here. You should start liking this area. This is where you start buying at. And so you buy at the low. This was $2 here coming from 30. And then what happened? It tracked up. And it broke that high and it went to 30 again. Then it went to $100 and some here, corrected, went all the way up to 1,000. This was in a couple year time frame, folks. This was 3 years in. Okay. Nothing has outperformed Bitcoin. And then what happened? We remember the big say we got that correction back down to 200. Okay. This is when I first got introduced to Bitcoin. And you know what's funny? I was so ignorant to it. I remember a lady sitting me down, exactly what I'm teaching you right now. She's trying to teach me about the money system. And I was so ignorant. I was making good money. I thought I knew it all and I knew nothing. And I missed out the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $200. Okay. I ended up buying Bitcoin at the 2,000 and above range. But listen, it's still not too late. Because what happened? Bitcoin, when it broke that high, went to about $19,000 some dollars, corrected back down in an all-time high of $68,000. And what they're projecting is that Bitcoin is going to go somewhere up between $100,000 to $200,000. And Kathy Woods is predicting that we'll get here at some point. Now, you guys can probably see that visual, because if we came this far, why will we can get to the rest of the way? So this is what excites me. And so here's where we get into infinite banking, folks. So when it comes to infinite banking, is what I call it, infinite cryptocurrency concepts. Us as people, we go to work, we work our butts off, we spend our money, and we go in this rat race. And I learned years ago that I had to learn how to pay myself first. And paying yourself first sounds like it's paying your bills and paying your credit card and paying everything around you. But paying yourself first is putting it into something that is going to pay you back. That's going to give you interest. That's going to give you a reward so that one day you can retire and walk up and live your life and control your time. But what we're used to right now is you do 4 things with your money. You save, you invest, you spend, or you do charity. All right. And these things are great, of course, but you should do this first. Pay yourself first. Now, what do I mean by pay yourself first? Okay. You put your money somewhere, and it should be into an asset that you can actually leverage. I'm gonna give you guys a story. When I first learned how to pay myself first, it was me buying my wife her first car. But before I did that, I remember Robert Kiyosaki saying, listen, I don't buy liabilities without buying assets first that will pay for them. And so I remember buying a real estate property, a little small house, blue house in Abilene, Texas for $50,000. And we were able to get it mortgaged through the bank. I was paying $300 a month for it, and then we rented it out for $850. Well, my wife's new truck cost about $500, a little bit over $500 a month. And so we went and got that SUV. Okay, that real estate property over the next 5 years paid off that truck, and then after the next 5 years, I got paid from that property, and then I turned around and sold that property for double the value with the equity. Okay, that was me paying myself first, and I learned the value behind that because it allowed me to not only keep my wealth, but to continually increase my wealth and increase my net worth. Okay, a word that we should get intimate with. And so when you start your banking system, for example, guess what? You buy Bitcoin, you buy Solana, Ethereum, whatever you decide to keep in there. And guess what? Instead of earning fiat cash, the US dollar or whatever your country's currency is, which is depreciating, okay, you're earning in the asset that you put in there, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. You're earning more of an asset that is going to go up in value as our economy does what it does. Exponential growth you get to take advantage of. You have complete control. Okay, real tax-free growth. Now, pay attention to regulations that are coming, but as of right now, real tax-free growth inside this system, when we can move our assets around inside the cryptocurrency ecosystem. You can leverage it. You're the lender and the borrower. No one can deny you for your loan. Okay, you control this thing. You have complete privacy. And what you have to learn is this. We're going to teach you how to buy low, transfer high, and then you take advantage of the volatility. And over time, the average American is going to pay about $280,000 in interest. Imagine if you can capture that amount of money and you save it. Okay. And there's a lot of things that can change. So I'm gonna just give you a quick strategy real quick and then show you how to plug in. Okay. I call this a one bill strategy. Maybe you are listening to me right now. You're like, man, I've always wanted to buy crypto, but I feel it's out of my reach, or a lot of my money is being utilized for bills right now. So here's how you pay yourself. Before you pay that bill, you're going to pay the bill, but before you pay that bill, okay, let's say it's $100 for an electric bill. You're going to go buy your asset. Just like I bought that house before I bought my wife's truck, you're going to buy some Bitcoin before you pay that electric bill. So you buy $200 of Bitcoin, just like buying a home pretty much. Okay. And then you're going to put it on a platform that allows you to leverage your Bitcoin as if you owned a home. And so now you borrow this $100, which is a 50% loan to value ratio, and then you pay your bills. If you did that for 12 months, that would be $2,400 worth of Bitcoin, and you paid your bill along the way. But you were able to use this bill money first to capture your dollars. See, this is a way to give your dollar an assignment. Okay. Never allow a dollar to leave your family's household without an assignment, and an assignment to grow. That's what we're talking about here in this space right now. So let's say that you gained 5% of Bitcoin with how you were paying your bills over that year. You borrowed $1,200. Okay. Assuming that if Bitcoin goes to 200,000 and you got 5% of a Bitcoin, that would mean that you have 10,000 in your portfolio. What we would do once it went to the top, we would sell $1,200 of Bitcoin because we owed our loan to ourselves, and we would pay the loan off. What would that leave in our wallet? $8,800. Guess what? The average American right now, 80% of America, has less than about $1,000 in their bank account. And so we're watching this physically change people's lives, where people are able to save more than they've ever saved before. They're investing for the first time ever. They get it. And this guy I'm showing you on the picture, Michael Saylor, he's the CEO of MicroStrategy. He busted the lid off of investing in Bitcoin for corporations, because he was the first corporation to say, listen, I understand that the dollar is going to depreciate over the next several years. And pretty much I won't have the buying power that I need to continually to operate my business. So he's seen the vision that the power behind Bitcoin, he decided to say, hey, I'm not going to keep dollars as a reserve on my balance sheet. We're going to use Bitcoin. And so his company bought 391 Bitcoins. Okay. And today he is in place. He's a multi-billionaire. His company is in place to earn well over $20 to $30 billion on this next bull run when it comes to Bitcoin. He says, I'm never selling my Bitcoin, because Bitcoin gives you the right to print money. So if you want to take your power back, instead of allowing money to be printed and take your value, you start printing your own money. You own Bitcoin, you own cryptocurrency, you get smarter inside this industry, and things can be dramatically different. So I'm excited about this, folks. If you want to know more information, feel free, you can connect with me here. I see some people in the chat here. You can go to www.infinitecryptocurrencyconcepts.com. That will add you to a Telegram group, and you can buy the book, Infinite Cryptocurrency Concepts, the NFT, the master course. And folks, I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me to have this stage here. I hope that you got some value in this short amount of time, and I look forward to seeing you sitting on top of the world in this crypto space, folks. So you guys have a great one. Peace. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hello, everyone. This has been amazing. I mean, I am just so fired up. This has been. So thank you so much for introducing me. I appreciate that. Hi again, everyone. Diane Matthews, President and CEO of the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce. And I just want to say good afternoon now. It is such an honor for the South Fulton Chamber to be a sponsor for the State of the Woman Crypto Conference. All of you that are here are embarking on a state-of-the-art venture into the future. This is just so exciting that I can hardly contain myself. Listen, congratulations, Kathy, and your entire team for taking State of the Woman to new heights every year. I didn't think, Kathy, that it was possible, but I do believe you've outdone yourself this year. And that's saying a lot, considering the past State of the Woman. But this one is just off the chart. And the South Fulton Chamber is so pleased to be a sponsor and to partner with you and have you partner with us, because we just feel like the sky is the limit where you are concerned. So on behalf of the South Fulton Chamber's Board of Directors, our 500 plus members, and our corporate sponsors, we want to thank Kathy and her team and applaud your vision for State of the Woman Crypto Conference. It's cutting edge, and this is info that is going to take all of us and our businesses to new heights. So let me tell you just quickly a little bit about the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce. We're about to celebrate our 75th year. We were founded back in 1947. And of course, we're looking forward to another 75 years to continue this. Our chamber represents the corporate size businesses, mid-sized businesses, small businesses, nonprofits, education institutions, and also home-based businesses. Most of our members are located in South Fulton County, but we have many that are located throughout Metro Atlanta, throughout Georgia, and throughout the United States. So, but for South Fulton, we represent all 8 cities, which would include Southwest Atlanta, East Point, College Park, Capeville, Union City, Fairburn, Palmetto, Chattahoochee Hill, and the city of South Fulton. We offer programs to our members through our efforts and those of our partners like Kathy, with events like today's State of the Woman Crypto Conference, which, as we see, is a key element in providing much needed information to our businesses, especially our small businesses who we want to help continue to move forward with innovative thinking and strategies. Sorry, just getting over COVID. So sorry. The Chamber can help you connect to all types of funding opportunities, contract opportunities. We provide webinars covering all areas as you as business owners are looking for different types of support, like legal needs, accounting assistance, marketing and social media needs, and so much more. So if you feel that coming on board with the Chamber and becoming a Chamber member, or if you just want to explore it and find out more about it to see if it's really going to benefit you, do not hesitate to contact us. You can reach us at the office at 770-964-1984, or you can just call me directly on my cell phone, which is 404-782-2057. We would love to talk to you. Again, congratulations, Kathy Hood, and thank you for your leadership in providing today's State of the Woman Crypto Conference. We greatly appreciate our partnership with you, and everyone, please enjoy the conference.
I'll say secure the bag. Secure the bag. We're going to secure the bag as well. And so there are some things that you want to find out about security and making sure that those things are in place as you are doing what you need to do. I'm going to just drop a small thing, just a small thing to consider. If you are doing anything in the cryptocurrency space and you're using your Gmail, your Yahoo, right, your Hotmail, AOL. Your AOL, you are already missing the mark. So I'm not going to go into details about all the things that you need to do, but you want to connect with people who are also, that know this information, can give you insight on why you should not be using Gmail, Hotmail, all of those, AOL. Do people still use AOL? Yes. Oh, you got AOL? Okay. No, okay, so that is one part that you want to consider. So that's something to think about your security, and there are reasons why you don't want to use that, and we'll have that information. But the other thing you want to think about is you want to get plugged into spaces that allow for you to learn the information about cryptocurrency. Now, the thing about cryptocurrency, you guys, is that each coin, they either have what is called use case, or they don't have use case. Right. Okay? And so when you think of use case, you think about what is it used for? Mm-hmm. What are we using it for? And so we don't just go out and say, oh, this is a great idea. Right. Just go get it. Now let me tell y'all, let me give y'all some insight. I'm about to, tell y'all something, and then we're going to get on to our next speaker. Many of the people that I engage with know that I'm in this community. And so I got a message in my inbox yesterday. Ooh. And the inbox message said, hey, would you like to be on the white list for an NFT? Now, you guys, we haven't talked about NFTs yet, right? NFTs are non-fungible tokens, and it's things that the digital photos where Randy was talking about the types of pictures and LeBron James and all the folks that are doing all those things, right? And so she sent me the information, and I said, okay, send me the information. The thing is, the more you know, you know. Mm-hmm. Right. The more you know, you know. Right. What I am very aware of is that you can't just sign up on a white list of a coin or on NFTs just because you want to sign up on them. There are things that you must do. So the fact that you're just telling me all I got to do is sign up on a coin, do I want to get on that coin? Do I want to get on my money? No. So the thing about learning is that you start to learn what are the red flags. Mm-hmm. For me, that was a red flag, that I'm a part of Discord groups. I'm a part of working my way to get to projects that allow me to be whitelist. Now, what's whitelist? Y'all like, what is that? Whitelist is when you are buying a particular NFT, but you are the first, which means whatever the floor price is, you get access before anybody else get access to it. Right. Before it opens to the public, you're able to get in there and get everything you want. And you don't just get that. That don't just happen. So the fact that you're telling me all you gotta do is just give me your name and your information and you can sign up to be on the whitelist, I was like, for the information. I'll check it out.
Yes.
Really what that meant was, no thank you. No thank you. And so what you start to learn when you're in this space, you start to learn what are the red flags, what are the things you should be paying attention to, what are the things you should not be doing, even though it might sound good and they might have great intentions, but they may not know something that you know. Okay? This is a new space. You want to be plugged into places that are going to give you the insights that they are not winning because you were making a choice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hear me, let me say that again.
Right.
You want to be in a space where they're not winning just because you're making a choice. Right. That you're winning because you're winning.
Right. No more.
We want you to win because you're winning and have the ability to win. Not because if you win, then I'm going to get a piece of your win. That's not what happens. That's not the space you want to be in. You want to be in a space where when you buy your coins, your NFTs, your metaverse, whatever it is, it's yours and it's not contingent on somebody else being able to get something else. And those are the spaces you want to be in. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. So, welcome on to the space. We are going to introduce our next amazing speaker who's coming up, Miss Lee Allen. Y'all, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. This is an amazing opportunity for me to just read her bio because I've watched her do amazing things with thousands of people who are doing amazing things all across the world. And she's just amazing. She holds the role as a daughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, a grandmother, a pastor, a teacher, a counselor, and a friend. Each of those roles gives her such meaning and an amazing, beautiful experience. And it was always her desire to not just share with her family, but also with so many others. Her current role as a teacher gives her the joy to teach over 86,000 students worldwide. Can I say 86,000 students? I'm telling you about powerful, right? She has been able to be blessed to be able to serve those people and give them information that allows them to build legacies for their children's children as she's building a legacy for hers. Being able to find financial freedom and financial wellness in the Forex and cryptocurrency space. She has had the opportunity to invest internationally and domestically in real estate because of the spaces she walks in. And not only does she walk in, she also gives. To be able to do all of those things from the beaches of the Caribbean, listen, in the comfort of her home, she is doing amazing things for so many. Her master skills in what she does is untapped, you guys. She is great. You are going to learn so much. Take your pen and your pencil out. And I am so honored and so thankful that I get an opportunity to introduce Miss Lee Allen. Welcome.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lee Allen, and I am so happy to be here today at State of the Woman. My segment is going to be about living by design, and my name again is Lee Allen, and I am a market analyst. Okay, let's just talk a little bit about our subject today, which is what is crypto. Now, the next few slides that I'm going to be going over, I'm bringing about these topics that you are going to be hearing about today by many people, and so many of them are really a better person to be giving these explanations to you. So I'm just going to bring these topics to your mind, and these are some things that you're probably thinking about today, and some questions that you may have had already. What is crypto? And why crypto? Why should I learn to trade? That's almost asking, why should I invest? And then, of course, you wouldn't think that many people would ask this question, but maybe it's something that they don't actually verbalize, but by the way that they're living, they're really asking, why would I want financial independence? Well, I do want to say, because the opposite of that is financial dependence, which is where most people are living today. And so you, if you're doing the same thing, right? You keep doing the same thing, but you're expecting different results and you're not getting financial independence. Yes, yes. Does that sound about right for some people? So I wanted time freedom. What time freedom looked like to me was that with whatever type of business I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to do it when the best time was for me. So if I like to work at night, maybe I get all my energy at 10 o'clock at night. How many of you guys can relate to that? Where all of a sudden you are, you've gotten your second or third wind and you're ready to go. And this would be when you'd like to call your boss and say, you know what? I really don't work well during the day. I'm kind of like a morning sleeper. And I want to get up about 12 or 1, and then my day really gets started, and I might work until, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or 10 o'clock the next morning, right? So having that time freedom of being able to get up and work, for me, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when I like to get up and get moving and start my work. So having that time freedom to do to work when it fit me, and also being able to have time to spend with my family, helping others, doing whatever kind of charity work I like to do, or, the things that I want to do, right? Time freedom. Also, it was really important for me to have financial independence. So we came out of that 2007-2014 economic crisis. It really hit our family because we were in the home building industry, and that was really tough. And so one thing that I knew was that I didn't want to owe any man. How many of you can say, I would like to owe no man? I want to be financially independent. And so being able to have that freedom was very important for my family, for my husband and I. And also, you're going to really see more about this, which is location freedom. So for location freedom, I wanted to work the time of the day that I like to work, be financially independent, and be able to work anywhere in the world. So if I wanted to work on a beach, on a mountain, in a city, wherever I wanted to be, I wanted to be able to work and have that location freedom. How many of you guys can agree with me on that? So I know it kind of sounds like, oh, my goodness, you wanted your cake and your ice cream and all that to go with it, didn't you? Actually, yes, I did, and so that's the dream. That was my dream. I really didn't know where I was going to get this from, but I knew that that's what I wanted. So success for me equaled time and location freedom. And so I'm going to give you a little insight of what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, just getting ready to start our Go Live session, trading on the beaches of the world. This is my favorite thing to do every day, right here from the Caribbean.
Okay, so there is the secret's been let out. I like to do things from the Caribbean. So I go and I have boot camps. Now, this was right in the middle of 2020, and still we had pandemic all around us, and we had students come to the Caribbean so that they could learn how to mark up the charts. I'm a market analyst. That's what I teach, how to mark up the charts, how to get in to the market, and when's a good time to get in the market. And so we'll talk about that briefly here in just a moment too. So helping others is very important to me. And here, as you can see, to me, this is one of my favorite places to be. Palm trees, ocean, air, sand close by, not too close with our laptops. But having this view and helping others, so important to me. There's just a little more glimpse of our class. And then spending time doing what I love with my family. Being able to, again, we're talking about location. Now, I haven't put in a trade or analyzed the market underwater yet, but somebody suggested that I give that a try. So I might just do that here in a couple of weeks. But being able to spend time with my family and doing the things that we love to do. Hobbies. You don't want to be all work and no fun. So, being able to have time again to do hobbies. For me, I love taking pictures of turtles. They're one of my favorite things to take pictures of. I do take pictures of all kinds of marine life, but being underwater and taking pictures of the reef and just diving, scuba diving, that is something that I enjoy. It's something my husband enjoys. We love doing that together. And of course, in the warm water, what's a better place to do it? Now, I know for many, success equals prosperity. So prosperity is a part of success. That's one of the things that you can enjoy buying real estate. So we were able to buy real estate in Belize, and that's where we are up here. We were in Belize looking for some property and found it and purchased property there. And then one of the little side benefits of that was a private island. I know it's way out there. We were on our way to it, but it's really nice. Only those who have property in this particular development have access to the island, and so it's really nice there. There's all kinds of hammocks and grills and just all kinds of nice things there to enjoy, to take friends out to, and just have a nice time. Also, for me, prosperity means to be able to give. Our church is amazing. What a day. We're so honored to serve so many families. We have a Giving Hope Christmas Mall every year, and the children get to come see Santa, pick out perfect gifts, and we get to pray with them, and also we get to send them home with lots of food. It's incredible how giving back to our community not only helps these families, but it also shows God's love for them. And being able to do that, there's a point sometimes when you're the hands and the feet, and then there's sometimes when God blesses you to be a blessing and you can give monetarily so that they can get the things that they need to get. I was able to, get a bunch of gifts, and it's such a blessing to be able to help others. We have one of the largest food pantries, Convoy of Hope. And so, it's again, for me, success is not about just me. What I'm trying to explain to you is success is also about what you get to do for others and about helping others. And that's extremely important to me. So having financial independence or time freedom or location freedom also means that we get to help others. We get to help others get to that same place, have that same opportunity. I am a market analyst. So one of the things that I needed to show you today is what is a market analyst. So if you're brand new and you're like, I don't know who this lady is, she's talking about prosperity. She said, what is crypto and why crypto? But she didn't tell me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of brief overview in this small amount of time that I have with you today. And so I'm really trying to skim the top of things because I know that there's so many of us today that's going to be going deeper into some of these topics. But here's one of the ways that I can help others learn how to make the crypto market work for them. So the first thing I want to show you is this is a chart. And as you can see, it has all kinds of zigzag lines. I would like to tell you, so first thing I want to say to you is, if you are brand new to this and you're like, man, they are talking about a lot of stuff and I have no clue what they're talking about, I want to let you know that 5 or 6 years ago, I was that person. I'd never looked at a chart. I didn't know what analyzing the market meant. I didn't know, I know that was something that they did on Wall Street, right? And so it was brand new to me, and it was like Greek geometry, and I wasn't good at either one, right? So I want to let you know that what you're hearing today may seem something that's far off, it's distant, you don't know when you would ever be able to do anything like that. I want to let you know that now is the time, okay? So first of all, we have some tools here. Let me get rid of that again. So we have a chart, and you will learn how to mark these charts up. I think it's fantastic. We've probably got some students in the audience that can say, yes, I have been able to learn how to mark up charts. If you are one of those students, let's go ahead and give you guys a round of applause, because I know that you have worked really hard to learn how to mark up charts yourself. Okay, so there's tools. One of my favorite tools is called the Fibonacci retracement, right here. Fib retracement for short. Now what happens is the market has a tendency to go up and down, okay? Up and down. So I'm just going to, in this blank space here, show you that when the market's going up, you find a low point and a high point. So I'm going to do it here. Low point, high point, but I'm going to do it at the top, so it's nice and big. So you would start at the bottom and go to the top. Now, what the market has a tendency to do is, let me get my little drawing pen here. There it is. What the market has a tendency to do is the market moves up, okay? Moves up, it moves down. It does this, it might go way up and come down. I'm just giving you this like, kind of thing. It's never just goes in one straight line, okay? And then at some point, just like here, it decided to come down. Here, it decided to come down. At some point, it'll come down, and it'll come down pretty big, okay? Might take a lot more time, might go up, back down. But right in this area here, see where it says 5 and 61.8. This is a zone. This is called a fib retracement zone. Now the market has a tendency to go up and then pull back 50 to 61%. 61 is the number one zone. So here the market comes down, and then after it's finished coming down, it'll do its kind of thing, and then it will continue in the direction of the trend, okay? Now, I draw those zigzag lines really bad because I'm not an artist, all right? So, you can see here we have this tool that kind of helps us know about the market, where the market's going, where the market might come to. We work in probabilities. So now I'm going to show you here. This is in March of 20. We all know what was happening there. And then again in September, October of 2020, the market made a big pullback again. And so I'm going to take my fib tool, and I'm going to say from here, the low, to this high. Okay, so remember we were drawing that fib. See how the market make those moves? Doesn't just go in one direction, pulls back up and down. So I almost drew those lines right. And then what did the market do? It came back to that 61%, didn't it? Now here's why using tools, analyzing the market is so important because you want to know when is a good time to invest. When is a good time to buy crypto? Now, I'm using this on a large scale because I will tell you that during these times, this was an opportunity to buy. This was an opportunity. And you look at the market and decide when these opportunities look best for you. So right here, we were able to enter into this market. We waited on it to come up just a little bit, 31. This right here, price of Bitcoin was about 29,000. Okay. And we entered into the market in this zone. And you can take it. There's all kinds of things that you learn. The 23%. I usually add another little zone in here called the 11.5. But so, for instance, we got into this market here and stayed in till about 52, which was right here at this 23 zone. Okay. And so that was from, let's say 30,000, make it neat, even numbers, 30,000 to 52,000. Right? 30,000 to 52,000. That's $22,000 that this market rose. That if you say bought one Bitcoin, and let me just back up. You don't have to buy one Bitcoin. Some people are like, what? I got to buy one Bitcoin for $30,000. No, you could buy a fraction. You could say, I'm going to put in $1 here. And what if you had put $1 in here and decided to take it out at 52,000? How much would you have? You would have $22,000. All right, because it went up $22,000. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can choose $1. What if you said $10? I'm gonna put in $10, and you and it went up 22,000. So I just kind of want to show you how that works and what it means to be a market analyst. This is just one thing that we use to analyze the market. It's a great tool, and I want to make sure that you guys understand a little bit more about what I do and why we enjoy this so much, and to continue to get the things that we want in life, helping other people, being able to be a benefit to our family, giving, and what success looks like.
Hey, everyone.
Okay? Now, whether you're married, single, divorced, widowed, head of household or homemaker, breadwinner or house manager, you can change the dynamics, the temperature, the money blueprint, and the legacy of your family that could impact generations to come. I did not know that when Dr. Jewel called me that one day and started telling me all about this trading and this market analyzing, that this was going to do what it did for our family. I cannot even begin to express to you the impact that it's had. I tried a little bit. I will tell you that I said no for 3 months. Now, my biggest regret is that I wouldn't have waited 3 months. So she, called me, Lee, this is great. This is something that you need to look at. This is, amazing. Now, Dr. Jewel is my E.F. Hutton. And when she speaks about something financial, I typically listen. But this time, I kind of thought she'd gone over the edge a little bit, because I could not have imagined myself trading, marking up these charts. That sounded so foreign to me. That was something that, I just kind of imagined Wolf of Wall Street. That was just not me. How in the world could I do something like that? But finally, after about 3 months, because she is a diligent businesswoman, and so hopefully the person that's been talking to you about coming into this space, that they are as diligent as Dr. Jewel, that they won't give up on you, that they will keep coming back to you time and time again and saying, listen, I know that you said no, but I think it's because you don't know what you're saying no to. And if you've already said yes, that you will have consistency and patience, because this is something that you want to master. This is something that you want to be able to have here for generations to come, and that it's not just something you're going to learn, but it's something that is going to benefit your children, your community. And one of the wonderful things for me is that, because not only do we impact my generation, but we are helping to, and my family, my legacy, but that we're helping people all around the world. And so for me, now is the time. My mother was 98 years old, and she just passed a few days ago. And when I tell you that I discovered when I was preparing to write my speech for her funeral, how significant her life was, how she had a calling on her life that changed me forever, and how she was a homemaker. She grew up as a farmer, and by most people's standards, she was not a success. But by her family's, listen to me, by her family's eyes, she was the biggest success in their life. She was the most significant thing that had ever happened to them, because of the way she raised us to be strong, and for me to not be afraid to try new things and to step out. Guys, now is the time to step out. We're in a wonderful place in this space for you to get started. Because you can be successful, and I know I talked about success, or you can be significant. Now, I want to tell you that for me, being able to touch thousands and thousands and thousands of families all over the world, I have about 40 to 50,000 students that I teach how to do this analysis. And for me, to be able to touch that many lives is significant. And for me, being significant is far more important than being successful. I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity today. I hope that something I said will spark something in you to get involved today. You need to take what you're hearing and move forward. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you to all of our leaders and those who have set this up for us today. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.
You guys show some love in the chat for the amazing Leigh Allen. I just love seeing women win in this space. And we're going to continue to another powerhouse woman who is absolutely dynamic in this space. In fact, she is our #1 female HFX educator, here to explain to you what that entails. Millie Mills is raised out of the Bronx, and her goal was to be able to move her family out of the Bronx to be able to give her children a completely different lifestyle. And you guys, she was able to do that with the financial markets, and specifically high frequency Forex. So you guys, show some love in the chats, get excited, because we're about to hear from our #1 female HFX educator, Millie Mills.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for actually having me here. Wanda, thank you so much. It's an honor. Kathy, thank you so much for the invitation. I feel blessed to be here. But first off, let's start this amazing evening, by, saying to the person to your right, how beautiful you are. Like, go ahead and just look at the person to your right and say, wow, you look amazing. And then look at the person to your left and say, hey, You look too good today. And let's go ahead and shake that energy, because I believe that energy is everything. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Millie Mills, and I am one of the educators here in I Am Mastery Academy. And my life changed, when I Am came into my life. I was actually a medical assistant. And then from medical assistant, I became a teacher, got pregnant, ended up moving back to my mom's house. And a lot of things happened there, guys. You see, I was an individual that had this imagination of just really taking my family out from the Bronx. And I was living in this room, but I don't know if you guys have ever been in the situation where your mind is in a space, but in the physical world, you are in another space. You see, I was in a little room, but in reality, internally, I was where my dreams were at. I was already living my dreams, and I kept holding that dream, and I kept working that dream, and I kept, having endless nights, still pregnant, having that image consistently. And with action, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to move out of my mom's house. And now I actually live in West Palm Beach. So ladies and gentlemen, today I want to go ahead and talk to you guys and ladies about the power of spirituality. And something that I learned with this, journey is that sometimes we have skill sets and we're learning skill sets, but for some reason, our eyes, our minds are still cloudy because of the paradigms that we were brought up. You see, when I first started trading, I blew out so many accounts. Raise your hand if you're one of those. If you have ever traded for the first time and you blew out 3, 5, 10 accounts, raise your hand. You know what? That was me. And the reason why that was actually happening to me, ladies and gentlemen, it was because I was in a learning process. But not only I was in a learning process, but I had paradigms that were actually restricting me for getting to the next level. So when I tapped in, ladies and gentlemen, into this spiritual power, everything just broke. I understood that we are not a walking body, but a spiritual walking body. And when I realized that I am a spirit, an infinite spirit, and anything that I image or imagine in my mind, I speak it, and it must come into a completion in the physical form or in the physical world. That's when things started getting serious in my life. So if you are excited for this information, let me see you ladies and gentlemen scream. Like, I want you guys to shake up the room, because we are about to remove those clouds, those feelings that are creating that cap. In every time that we are studying any type of material, we can hear it thousands and thousands of times, but for some reason we just don't get it. Now, let me ask you a question. If someone comes to you and asks you, hey, how will it feel if you're earning $10,000 a week? What kind of internal feeling do you feel? Do you get this butterfly feeling? Do you get this feeling of, that's impossible? Do you get this feeling of, like, you feel like you want to throw up? Or do you get this feeling of, I already got it? What is the internal feeling that you feel every time you hear and see the dream that you want to accomplish in the physical world? You see, you can see the dream in the physical world. You can hear it in the physical world. But if it's not in harmony in the spiritual world, internally, guys, ladies, you're going to have a lot of restrictions. You're going to have a lot of walls right in front of you. It's just not going to make any sense. And then you're just going to give up, because that's exactly what the enemy wants you to do. It wants to keep you in that zone where you cannot see over past that circle, where you cannot overpass that zone. Because what the enemy, what the energy, what the negativity, what the shadow wants you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is not tapping into your gift. And by tapping into your gift is by bringing that vision, that image that you have in your mind into the physical form. Now, this is how it starts, ladies and gentlemen. We are a trinity. Okay. We are a trinity. Okay. We are a physical body that becomes flesh, that becomes dust. Then we have the soul. The soul consists of the emotions, The soul consists of the power of will. The soul also consists of your spiritual senses. Okay, your spiritual senses. And then we have the spirit. And that is where your gift is at. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to think about a moment when you was 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old. There was something that you was repeating every single time that just made you feel a joy inside. Literally. I want you really guys, I really want you guys and ladies to really think about this real quick. What was something that you did years ago that you felt joy inside of you? What was that? You see, that is already your internal gift. You don't create your gift. You already have your gift. You tap in to your gift. You don't create your gift. If you're creating your gift, that's not your natural gift. Okay, so I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to understand that every person who is actually sitting down here today has a gift inside of them. You have a gift. You see, it's a seed. It's a seed that you have to understand that you have inside of you. It's that burning desire that you have inside of you. And for some reason, you just don't know how to take it out. Because you have downloaded so many informations, so many different types of belief into your hearts, and it's blinding you from your gift. Now, I'm super, super excited to teach this information, ladies and gentlemen, because it has really impacted my whole entire life. Even as an HFX educator, impacting 500K lives from all over the world. I was actually teaching, and at the same time, I would have that voice in my mind saying, you can't do it, Millie. You can't teach all these people. You cannot impact thousands and hundreds and thousands of people from all over the world. You see, I had that voice. And I know that a lot of you have that voice too. If you're a mom, every time that you are about to step out of that zone, something happens. Your kids get sick. Maybe your flight gets canceled. Maybe something happens with the weather. You know why? Because the enemy is just putting everything physically in front of you so you don't make it happen, because he knows that if you step out, you're going to see the rainbow. You're going to see your gift. You're going to feel something that you never, ever, ever, ever experience, and you can never go back. Because once your mind is stretched, it can never go back to its regular size. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 physical senses, and we also have spiritual senses. You see, we get to hear and see physically, but the most beautiful thing is when you tap in into that spiritual sense. And what is that spiritual sense? That spiritual sense is that knowing sense, is that knowing feeling of who you are. When you walk in, your spirit walks first, and then your body walks first. You see, when you're imagining your Chairman 10, when you're imagining Chairman 100, Chairman 750, you're imagining this person in your mind. How does this person feel? What is this person doing? Literally, what is the haircut of that person? How does that person smell? Where does that person live? Right? Who is she celebrating with? Right? And then once you speak it, then the body manifests in the real world. I need you guys to understand that the body, your body, this right here, what you see, has a beginning and has an end. Has the day that you're born and the day that you die. That's when you go to a cemetery, you see people's birthday, and people's birthday death. Okay? And that is what you call the physical world. Now, the spiritual world does not have that. Shush. The spiritual world does not have a beginning or an end. What am I trying to tell you? What am I trying to tell you? What are you getting here? Are you paying attention too much to physical things? Are the physical things in front of you distracting you from your gift? Are the physical things that are, you're hearing all these negativity, people telling you, you can't do it. Your bank account showing you physically how much you have. The things that you used to hear when you was young, your friends when they used to put you down. Those are physical things, physical senses, right? But when you know that is way beyond that, that's when you're tapping into a spiritual world. That's when you're walking in with purpose. That's when every time that you imagine you're speaking it, and the tonality of how you're speaking, even though it has not yet manifested in the physical world, is already done in the spiritual world. So it must by law manifest in the physical world with love. With love. So let's go ahead and tap into the heart now. What have you been downloading into your hearts? What have you been downloading into your hearts? When you're hearing this information, you're processing it in your minds. You have the ability to accept it or reject it. Most of us, we're 40, 50, 30, 25 years old. We're like sponges. We still have the brain of a 3, 4, 5-year-old. We're sponges. Why? Because we accept everything. We don't take care of our spiritual self. We take care of our physical. We want to look nice on Instagram with filters and everything, right? But you don't take care of your spiritual? But how do you do that? Becoming serious about the things that you're seeing, that you're hearing, and that you're talking. The tongue is the strongest muscle in your whole entire body. And it has the ability to do two things: to kill or life, destroy or life. So what are the things that you are saying every single day? Every time that you hop on into the academy, what are the things that you're saying? Are you in harmony? Is the physical world, what you're looking at in the academy, in harmony with the inside? Are they both in harmony? They both have to be in harmony. What you feel inside and what you're seeing have to be in harmony. If you're looking at the charts inside, you must already feel like you already have a 5, 6, 7-figure account. You must already have inside of you that strategy that is going to get you to the next level. And then it manifests in the physical world. This is what you're studying every single day. And I promise you, I'm telling you, by law, you must break through. You must break through by law. So what are the seeds that are inside of you? I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back and bury some seeds. I think we need to go back and forgive. You see, you're not going to level up to 6 figures if you have garbage inside of your heart. It's not going to happen. You got to filter your heart. You got to rebirth, reborn again in the spirit, come clean, and then everything in front of you in the physical world is going to change. Everything. When you think about most of the time, you are attracting. What you think most of the time is what you are attracting. Now, whatever you're thinking most of the time, you are speaking most of the time, you are attracting. So if you're hearing about this information, your mind is already telling you, oh, you can't do it. Oh, that's too much. Oh, it's my age. Oh, it's just my kids. Oh, it's just, I don't have time. Oh, it's because I have a job. You see, the enemy does not want you to see the rainbow. He does not want you to even get challenged with the charts, because he knows that if you get challenged with the charts, there's something that is going to be born in you that you will never be the same ever again. Never. And when I first started trading, ladies and gentlemen, this happened to me. Everything that I just shared with you guys and ladies, it happened to me. In the beginning, I had the voice inside of me. But the most dangerous thing is to have it inside and outside. The most dangerous thing is to have that voice outside and inside. I had the voice that would speak to me inside. You can't do it. You're a mom. You gotta stay with the kids. And then I had that voice outside. Oh no, you need to go back to a job. Oh no, you can't go traveling because, you cannot leave your kids behind. So who took over? If I had a negative voice in the spiritual and in the physical, then what happened to me, ladies and gentlemen? I need you guys to really think about this. Something supernatural happened to me that just went in and just didn't have no beginning, no ending, sweetie. It was infinity. It was a power that came in and that said, no, I need this person to rise up, to believe, not to see where she's at right now, but just to believe in what she's seeing inside. Because whatever's inside and she's speaking, it must come to reality. I don't know, man, but I feel like I'm touching so many people right now. And even though we're thousands and 100 miles away, I can feel you from here. I can feel you from here. I know someone right now is like, whoa, this is next level. What is that voice telling you? What is that voice telling you? Literally. What is that outside voice telling you? Pay attention. What you think most of the time, you will attract. What you're speaking most of the time, you will attract. Open the door to an opportunity. Filter your hearts. Open the door to an opportunity. Filter your hearts. Start all over again with no restrictions. Flow like a baby. Know that you have a gift inside of you. You have a gift. Yes, you have a gift inside of you. But those programs that you have been downloading into your hearts is not letting you tap in. It's not letting you tap in. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2022 is the year. 2022 is the year. I have 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. And the way I have shaped these 2 kids are next level. Because I know how it is to be raised with parents who have also were raised with these type of beliefs. I cannot blame them. But it ends right here. It ends in you. All those programs, all those experiences that you have been experiencing, it ends in you. You got to stop it, because if you don't stop it, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go on to the next generation, and that next generation is going to go to the next and to the next and to the next and to the next. So you have a job here. You have a job. You have a duty right here to stop whatever program, whatever voice, whatever feeling, whatever fear, anxiety, all these type of emotions that are getting to you so you don't tap it into your gift. It stops right here. Today, right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a complete honor for me to be here. It's an honor to even speak about this subject because it has impacted my life. You see, every level, there's another angel. A lot of people say every level, there's another devil. But when you start getting understanding, okay, and wisdom, every level, there's also another angel. Pay attention to that angel. Don't let it pass by you. Love y'all all. And thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing, amazing, beautiful rest of this beautiful Saturday.
We are going to keep moving. I see all of you that are inside our chat. I see you guys are giving out all the comments and all the goodies. That's some great. I'm so glad to have all of you here as well. We're going to move on to our next space. You guys see chairs behind me because we're going to be doing a panel, and it's going to be ran by none other than Clarissa Winston. She is the founder and executive director of Youth Life Center, a successful adolescent development organization committed to providing art-based extracurricular activities that build character, yes, confidence, yes, and self-esteem. Y'all know we need that for our children. C. Winston is a mover, a shaker, and a great motivator. Y'all ever you'll hear her say it, honey. In 2014, she earned her Master's of Science degree in Business Management with an emphasis in nonprofit leadership. She is a mentor to many and is committed to inspiring others to discover
people. Okay. Hi. Yeah. Is it on? Is it on? It's on? There you go. All right. Oh, okay. Hey. Hello, my people. I am just so excited to be here. All right. So we're going to get right into this. This is a panel discussion, and some of our panelists are online. We have Ms. Pam Brown, correct? Online, yes. Give her a hand. Ms. Pam Brown is going to be asking a few questions. And Ms. Sabrina Laurie, and none other than our Mr. Trishelle, who has been our mistress of ceremony for today. All right. I want you to think about something. We've had a lot of conversation about cryptocurrency, a lot of things. What is wealth? What is wealth? Not by my definition, but what is your definition of wealth? Because anything that you obtain, you have to subscribe something to it for yourself. Wealth for me looks like something different from wealth for you. So on your notepads, in the chat, or whatever, drop in, define what wealth is for you. All right? And Trishelle, I ask you the question, what is wealth?
Well, I actually changed my definition of wealth as I got into the wealth space. Initially, I thought rich and wealth were the same things, and they are not. Very much so not. And so for me, wealth means that my assets are paying me. My assets are paying me, and I don't actually have to work. My assets are paying me. That's wealth. That's real wealth. So wealth is doing something one time and getting money continuously from one action. Correct. That is wealth. What wealth for me is money and what money cannot buy. Money and money cannot buy, and transcends generations. That's what wealth is. That's good. So when I'll try to put some acronyms to that W, then wisdom, because if you get wisdom, you can gain wealth. Okay? And in this space, one thing we do is get wisdom about how to invest and grow and for generations to generations. So let's get into our questions here. All right. So I have a question from Ms. Sabrina. Hello, welcome. Hi, Ms. Sabrina. Oh my God. Okay, super. Now,
that's everyone. I am so glad to be here with all of you virtually. I have been empowered, inspired, encouraged. I've got my digital wallet, baby, and I cannot wait to share a few nuggets with all of you. I am a serial mompreneur, and I am all about the technology and innovation, darling. So thank you so much for having me today.
Super awesome. Well, you have this question for today. How does the adoption of cryptocurrency compare to the major adoptions of New World systems and technologies throughout the ages?
Well, because I've been a technologist for over 30 years, I have been a leader in tech. I've been a beta tester, if you've heard that terminology in the past, which means leading innovation. You're an early adopter. So when it comes to digital currency, artificial intelligence, recognizing the value there, I am one of those trendsetters. And I absolutely believe that until the world is educated, they're not going to join. They're not going to get on board. So I'm excited to hear so many of the speakers before me sharing the basics, which is what we all need to know before we buy in.
Wonderful. That is absolutely correct and an amazing space to be in. A trailblazer, a trendsetter. All right, and we're blazing the trail in the crypto space. And so thank you for that, Ms. Sabrina. Now, Ms. Pam, welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies. How are you doing? It's such an honor.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I have an amazing question for you as well.
Okay. Well, great afternoon, everyone. Listen, I like to say hello, millionaires. I believe in speaking life and positivity and welcome to others. My name is Pamela Brown. I am also an entrepreneur, investor, mother, and I just strive for excellence. I am a doer of God's will, and I just want prosperity. My goal is just to help others do exactly what they want to do out of life and do it the right way. Get started the right way so that you don't make so many mistakes. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations. And I think in this era, there's so much content on the wealth, people get confused, they get overwhelmed on where to start. So my goal is to just help people start the right way, managing their finances, being able to attain wealth, but not just attain it, but maintain it, because we can all start a business. But sometimes, in most cultures, starting a business is considered a hustle. And I want you to legitimize your hustle so that it can create generational wealth. And that's what my brand does. I own PhD accounting firm, so my background started out in the accounting and finance field. Both of my degrees are in accounting, and I've been in this field for 28 years now. So my goal is not just to have the knowledge within myself, because I believe tithing is more than just giving financially. You have to give your knowledge and your time to others. So I just want to pass on that knowledge that I have. That's my first version of wealth, so that we can utilize that knowledge to implement it into our goals and our visions.
Super awesome. Well, I have a question for you, Ms. Pam.
Sure.
So, is financial freedom really girl talk, really obtainable for the average hardworking family, single parent, young adult, or senior? Is it really attainable?
Absolutely. I believe what you believe you'll achieve. And wealth, rich, financial freedom, that looks different for each person. Some of us just may strive to just being financially free, meaning not having any bills. But I'll be the first to advise you, be careful what you pray for, but be specific about what you pray for. Because I have been mentoring a young lady now, the first thing she said is, I just want to achieve financial freedom, Pam. I just want to be debt free. And I asked her specifically, what does that mean? You can't just say you want to be debt free. You can't just pray you want to be debt free, because a homeless man is debt free. So what exactly do you want to be financially free? All right? Because just I want to be debt free, then next week, you're homeless. You don't have anywhere to stay. You don't have transportation. Then you're looking at God, be like, why me? God be like, that's what you asked for. So when I ask people, when you say you want to be financially free, it's definitely attainable. What do you want to do? Pay off your home? You want to pay off your house? Do you want to pay cash for a car? Let me show you how to do that the right way. But financial freedom is attainable at any price bracket that you're looking at. Everybody's goals are different, but the end game, the ultimate game is the same. It's to not owe any man. We want to actually be at the point where personally, we don't own anything, but we control everything. So yes, it's absolutely attainable. I don't care if you're a single mother, you're a married person, if this is your first business, or if you have multiple businesses. Financial freedom is financial freedom. Let me show you how to do it the right way.
Wow. Drop some more sevens in that chat. I'll just drop the mic. On that one. That is good. That's some good. Well, I tell you, so first of all, we have to have a vision. We have to know what financial freedom looks like for you. As Ms. Pam said, we have to start setting some goals. If you want something different, as another speaker said, you got to do something different. So, Mr. Sell, tell me this. What are the benefits of becoming an early adopter in this digital currency space?
That is an amazing question. What is an early adopter? An early adopter just basically means someone who is at the ground level in the beginning formation of a business or an entity. And being in the ground floor, as I said a little bit earlier, you get the best of the best of the best price action. Things are always moving forward. In this space, just as Randy talked about Bitcoin starting off at 30 cents. If you were an early adopter, can you imagine taking $100 and getting all the Bitcoin that you can get at 30 cents per Bitcoin today, where you would be? Even in the space where they are saying today that the market is down, but it's down at $30,000 per coin. So if you got it at 30 cents, down is relative, right? It's relative. Right. And so being an early adopter, being someone who is willing to take the risk.
Yes. Be the trailblazer.
To be the trailblazer.
Do something your family has never seen.
Do something that has never done before. And stand and know that you are in the right space at the right time. Really quickly, I was listening and doing some research, and I was paying attention to the story of Netflix. And I don't know if anybody knows the story of Netflix, but Netflix stock was so low, and they were pushing up against a current system of Blockbuster. How many of y'all remember Blockbuster? I mean, I remember I want to get my popcorn, I want to get my stuff, walking up and down the aisles, trying to figure out which is which. And there were so many people who weren't necessarily riding with them because it was a new thing. Mm-hmm. You have to be willing to take the risk.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what an early adopter will do, and they get paid. The payoff is massive.
Right. No risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward.
All right. So, I have another question for our entire platform. So, with so much information available on various platforms, YouTube University. Okay, anyway, on various platforms, why should potential investors consider becoming a part of this community? And that is open to the floor. Why should they become a part of this community? I'll start with you, Mr. Brennan.
This community, I've been a part of this community now for 4 years, over 4 years. And this is totally different than, it's not just about being an investor. It's not just about attaching yourself to learn a skill set. It's about the support that makes sure there's accountability involved. Because if you don't have accountability, it's easy to begin. It's also easy to quit. It's no different than getting up and then deciding at the beginning of the year you want to lose weight, you want to go to the gym, and you set as a New Year's resolution. This community allows you to set a new life resolution, because everything about this platform, this community, changed my life forever. It's a phone call away of someone that's in this community that's also attached to the same platform. So we have the same common interests, the same vision of attaining wealth. You know, even though our end game as far as how much wealth looks like for me, or how much wealth looks like for Wanda or Randy or for yourself, that amount may be different, but the goal and the vision is the same. And you still have to have an action plan in place. And it's just something about strategizing with somebody that has a positive outlook, that has the same personal development, where you're grounded and you're set and you're determined for that mission to achieve it, regardless of what their goal is and what our goal is. Being a part of this community attaches yourself to the right community. I like to call it the Peter syndrome. It's favor, being attached to the right person, because we're always learning. And there's someone in this community that knows something that I don't know. Yeah. And yet it's also someone in this community that don't know something that I do know. And I can share what I know. And this circle brings a happy medium. Meaning there's someone in this circle that can be impacted by you, and there's someone in this circle that you can impact. And I believe that's completion.
Awesome. Mr. Sabrina.
Yes, so I want to speak on behalf of the entrepreneurs who are always looking for ways to fund their business. And that's outside of the box thinking when you think about digital currency, because there's a limited amount of people in that space. So community is like when they say, have your village, you've got to be linked up with those that have done it before you. Learn those trends, learn the technology. Remember, I talked about innovation and being a leader in technology. That means I learned it before the village, and then you bring it back to your people. And that's so important, because as I rise, I build others up along with me. So community is very important, especially when it comes to women investing. You don't find a lot of women investors, and I'm not just speaking about as business owners. I want to talk about real estate. I've been a real estate broker for 19 years. And in the real estate space, there are a finite, limited number of people that are even investing in real estate using digital assets. That's what the power of the metaverse is right now. And so those that don't even know what's going on in that space, they automatically get left behind. But when you're an influencer, you've got a community, you've got that village. As the leader, you've got to teach them. You got to talk about it. So I'm excited to be part of the womanhood that believes in the new technology called.
Wow. Can you drop some bombs in that chat? Some bombs, some sevens in the chat. Oh my God. Trishelle?
Yes, I'm going to keep it very short and sweet. Timing is everything. And you want to make sure that you're not leaving your financial well-being connected to something like a Y University, that the videos can be old, the information can be stale, it could not necessarily mean that it's what's happening now. You want to be connected to a community that is giving you on time, in the moment, and even before things drop information, and that's what this community provides.
Super awesome. I'm going to leave you with this. Your network determines your net worth. If you're the biggest fish in your pond, you need to start fishing in another way. Thank you, ladies, for your segment. Can you give us a hand and tap some fights in the chat?
You guys give it up for Sabrina, Pam, Trishelle, and Clarissa. They did an amazing job. And we get to now move on to another educator who's going to absolutely bless our life and knock our socks off. You guys get to meet my good friend and amazing female crypto educator, Chrissy Pips. Chrissy is a single mom who has allowed the digital space to not just impact her, but her family, because she has taken the skill set of trading and taught it to her son. Her son now trades and operates an e-commerce store. We got to get these kids making a source of income, you guys. So please show some love in the chat. Make some noise in the live audience for our amazing crypto educator, Miss Chrissy Pips.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chrissy Pips. Let me start off by giving a shout out to the amazing Kathy Hood and magnificent Wanda Webb for reaching out to me and asking me to just deliver some fun facts and security tips for you all for crypto. Now, I was absolutely floored and flattered and could not miss this opportunity. So thank you, ladies. And also let me shout out my chairwoman, Ms. Tamara Boykin Young, for connecting me with these and many other phenomenal women in the Rich Girl Verse space. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. Now, sorry, fellas, but I'm going to talk to the ladies for just a second. Ladies, I need you to understand that women are amazing investors because they choose the preservation of capital over the potential for a higher than average return. Women are more risk averse than men. Women take fewer risks when it comes to picking stocks, venture capital investments, making acquisitions, and even, let's call them adventures in leverage for my traders out there. Now, we do tend to take social risks, though. Risks that have important social consequences, like making important decisions in entrepreneurship and business. And that typically means you're betting on other people, addressing social problems, and even trying to find the right balance between conflicting interests. The way I look at it is that all of you are here because you want to do one of two things. You want to grow your wealth so you can achieve a personal goal, or you want to grow your wealth so you can solve a problem in the world and change the lives of others. Now, some of you may even be here to do both, and that's amazing. Now, just know you're in the right place at the right time with the right people, and you're learning the right things to accomplish your goals. So, fun fact, there are more than 8,000 cryptocurrencies in existence as of the beginning of 2022. Many of these cryptos have little to no following or actual trading volume. But on the other hand, there are some that have crazy popularity amongst like dedicated communities and investors. Just look at Bitcoin and their community, right? 8,000 cryptocurrencies is a lot to work with. And that means that there's something out there for everyone in the crypto space. So let's talk about the father of crypto for a second. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Fun fact, the total amount of Bitcoin that will exist is limited, right? When Bitcoin was set up, the limit was set to 21 million. And as a result, at some point, no more Bitcoin can be created. And what does that mean, right? At some point, Bitcoin will become even more scarce and more valuable than it is right now. It's been the best performing asset in the past decade, outperforming every other investment vehicle. So it's already valuable now, right? Now, do me a favor, right? Don't go paying for food with your Bitcoin though. Okay. Fun fact, there was a Florida man, right? Good old Florida man. Okay. His name was actually Laszlo. In 2010, he paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. In 2010, 10,000 Bitcoins was worth about $40, right? 1 Bitcoin was worth less than half a penny. Today, if Laszlo had that 10,000 Bitcoin, it would be worth more than $400 million. So the moral of the story is don't go paying for food with your Bitcoin, please. And what I mean is some coins are made to store value and some coins were made for transactions. So do your research and use them wisely. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever had an idea and thought, there should be an app for that? Well, that's what Ethereum does for the cryptocurrency space. It gives people the ability to solve real world problems through crypto innovation. ETH builds on Bitcoin's innovation, but with some significant differences. Fun fact, both let you use them as digital money without any third parties governing them, right? So no middleman, and that's the best part. But Ethereum is for more than just payments. Ethereum is programmable. It's a marketplace for NFTs, and NFTs are just a way for creative people to be compensated fairly through proof of work and ownership and share their ideas and artistic ability with the world. Ethereum is a new way to collaborate with and set up online communities with shared goals and pooled funds, right? The goal behind Ethereum is to create a decentralized suite of financial products that anyone in the world can freely access. And that's regardless of their geographical location, nationality, ethnicity, sex, or even their faith. If you have the internet, you can get access to bank accounts, loans, insurance, and a variety of other financial products that you may not have had access to otherwise. Now, I have another question for you. Do you know what the 3 types of cryptocurrencies are? Well, fun fact, in just a few minutes, you've already learned about transactional coins like Bitcoin and functional coins like Ethereum. But before we move on to some of my favorite security tips, let me share just a few fun facts about the third coin type, stablecoins. The key feature of stablecoins is that they do not move with Bitcoin or the crypto markets. Stablecoins are intended to be, well, like the name suggests, stable in price. They're supposed to hold roughly the same value, like from the day that you buy it to the day that you spend it, swap it, or trade it. Many stablecoins are pegged like to the dollar. All that means is that if you buy one, it's going to be worth about $1. And no matter how long you hold on to it, will more than likely remain worth about $1, no matter what the market's doing. But fun fact, DAI, like DAI, is a cryptocurrency-backed stablecoin. Now, I may be a little biased here, but this one is one of my favorites because you can get something called staking rewards. Now, I know you're like, well, Chrissy, what's a staking reward? Well, let's say you've invested in a cryptocurrency and the market's not going in the direction that you really hoped that it would go. Now, ladies, the sky is not falling. Ladies, your hair is not going to get wet. Stable coins actually have you covered. You can move your crypto into a stable coin like DAI and stake it and get rewards. And all that means is that you're going to get an annual percentage yield, you know, like an APY, like the banks give you on your savings accounts. And that's just for holding DAI inside of a wallet. Now, 3.26% inside of my favorite wallet. Okay. And I bet you're thinking, like, why is that significant? Well, the average APY for a bank is 0.3%. So let me show you what I mean. Okay. Let me share my screen and I'll show you. So while the banks are giving you mediocre percents on the dollar, the cryptocurrency space helps you grow your wealth even in an uncertain, fluctuating market. Like I said, the sky is not falling. We utilize stablecoins as a way to retain value and also participate in other facets of the cryptocurrency markets that like let us do things like earn passively, right? What's the one thing everybody looks for in their investments? Stability. It makes you feel all warm and fuzzy and safe and secure, right? Well, speaking of safe and secure, let me give you a few tips before I go. The funny thing is, these tips can be used on more than just your crypto. I use them to protect my bank accounts and even my social media accounts. So even if you've already gotten started inside of the cryptocurrency space, Proton Mail is something you really need to set up. You can download the app or create an account at protonmail.com, and sign up is free, and they're not paying me to tell you that. I really like them because you're going to need to secure email in order to maneuver through the cryptocurrency space. It doesn't matter if it's an exchange transaction or if it's your broker or even your bank account. You need a secure email for moving your money around and for record keeping. The free version of Proton Mail is cool. If you want to use the paid version, that's even better. Now, Proton Mail is a way for you to future-proof yourself, right? As the cryptocurrency space gets bigger, there are going to be more bad actors like hackers and other types of nefarious people trying to scam you out of your wealth and hack into your funds. With Proton Mail, your email is encrypted. That means that the data can't be seen by anyone other than you and the sender. It's not accessible by the people who work at Proton Mail either. Proton Mail's zero access architecture takes care of all of that for you. They simply don't have access or a way to decrypt your email info. So as a result, they're also unable to hand over your data to any third parties or sell your info. Now, that also means that they cannot help you recover a lost password. So write it down as soon as you create it. Your username and password, write them down. Okay. To protect your assets and your identity even, like, just remember, it's a good idea to keep a low profile when it comes to investing activities and things like that too. I came across an interesting story about a Dutch man and a drill. Yeah, trust me, privacy and anonymity are imperative to your safety and well-being. So keep your investment adventures low key. Now, the internet is a very dangerous place if not handled with care. So don't make yourself a target by bragging and boasting and telling people things like, I bought Bitcoin years ago, right? If you're enjoying technology and you're a fan of social media, it may even be a good idea to create an online persona. I have a separate Proton Mail to keep people from hacking into my different social media accounts. And yes, it protects those too. There's not a lot of people who actually know my real name, and I kind of like to keep it that way. I don't want people reaching out to my family, friends, and fans, pretending to be me on social media, scamming them out of their hard-earned money. Like, that would absolutely hurt my heart. Now, speaking of social media, do you have two-factor authentication set up? Although it may be like very tiring to go through a longer login and authentication process, it is much better than losing your crypto. Two-factor authentication is a security, like a layer, a secondary layer of protection, where after you enter your username and password or transaction details, the system sends a verification code to a trusted device or email. So it becomes too difficult for hackers to like intervene and steal your funds. The Google Authenticator is the one that I use. It's a software-based two-step verification service. It uses a time-based one-time password algorithm. And that just means it gives you a new 6-digit code that you can use when you're trying to log in. And that code is only available for 45 seconds. I use this as a second layer of security for applications, websites, emails, exchange accounts, and so much more. I even use it for my bank accounts and my crypto wallets. Now, listen, speaking of wallets, right? There are two kinds of cryptocurrency wallets, hot wallets and cold wallets. The difference between the two is that hot wallets are connected to the internet, while cold wallets are not. Now, MetaMask and Exodus are hot wallets that are widely used in my community. And in my experience, they have been very reliable and secure. And again, I might be a little biased, but Exodus gives you access to your private keys in that program. And private keys is what gives you ownership. Exodus is also where you can stake your DAI at for that percentage yield. Now, Ledger and Trezor are both cold storage wallets, right? So they're offline. This type of wallet only connects to the internet when you want it to. So you literally have to plug it in. Ledger is pretty cool too. It's the one device that lets you buy, sell, exchange, stake, and even manage your coins directly from a smartphone or your computer. I personally use Nano S out of like a personal preference because I don't want my crypto online. And if I don't want it online, I don't want it to connect to Bluetooth, and S does not have the Bluetooth feature, right? But, you know, do your research and do the one that like fits your needs. Okay. Now, some people on my team, like me, take it a step further and dedicate an entire computer or tablet or cell phone with no service as an offline wallet. Okay. Secure your devices. Make sure that you're always up to date on your antivirus software, as well as any other security options, because you definitely want to avoid malicious websites and things like that from attacking you. Okay. Do your research too to learn a little bit about cybersecurity. Trust me, it's definitely going to help. Now, you get a chance to back up your crypto wallets and keep your wallets in a secure place. It may save you from hardware failures, unforeseen accidents, human errors, and things like that. It's also always like a good thing to have because you can restore your wallets in case the devices are stolen. Now, let's take a look at documentation. This is a big one for me because I didn't do this at first. So please learn vicariously through my mistakes. It took me quite a while to write down everything. And there's a little book called A Stone Book by Shield Folio. And that notebook allows you to back up your entire digital fortune on durable, water and tear resistant paper. And that's like, for me, I put it inside of a fireproof bag and inside of a fireproof safe. And then I don't have to worry about it again. You can also get a ghost pen for like added privacy. It's a waterproof, invisible ink marker that makes it very difficult for anyone to see what you've written down. And then under no circumstances should you ever take a picture of any of your crypto holdings, wallet addresses, or anything that shows off your wealth. You don't want to take pictures and documentation like in your phone and digital devices. You want to write everything down. Remember that transactions from your wallet into other wallets can be viewed publicly on most blockchains. So if a criminal has your address, they can link it back to you in other transactions. So don't make yourself a target. Protect your wealth. We pride ourselves on our community. You get a chance to rub elbows with amazing women like Jewel Tankard and Wanda Webb. And some of the top women in the cryptocurrency space are earning at a high level because of the education platform that we've partnered with. And you don't get that kind of access without spending thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars for just a few hours to sit in a room, right? Like I mentioned earlier, you're in the right place at the right time with the right people, and you're learning the right things, okay? Like, we want to make sure that you're accomplishing your goals. So we're going to help you do that. Now, I'm Chrissy Pips, and that's my time, but I want to wish each and every one of you an awesome and productive day. See you guys later. Bye.
We have an amazing speaker who flew all the way here with all amazing next speaker, John, and I want to make sure I don't still say it wrong, Beaudry, yes, as the Miami-Dade County Crypto Chairman. He is responsible for recommending all policies for crypto financial services and blockchain technology applications for 34 cities and over 4 million residents of Miami-Dade County. In approximately 40 days, Miami-Dade County will be the first, can y'all say the first? The first municipality entity in America to officially accept cryptocurrency for taxes and fees, as well as the option to pay its more than 29,000 employees in crypto. Y'all better know this. Listen, things are happening and moving, and I'm so excited about it. This is projected to be a dynamic event in global change for cryptocurrency. It will set a precedent for the other municipalities to now fully embrace the blockchain technology. When this happens, it will trigger, y'all hear me? It will trigger hyperbolic increase in full-scale adoption and integration. I am so excited that he did all he had to do this morning to get here, and we're so glad to have him here. Please welcome our amazing keynote speaker up to the front, Mr. John Beaudry.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to all the amazing women. Thank you guys, because this is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's the main part of it. Right, we have a lot of developments. We have a lot of exciting things that are happening in the space. In just a minute, I'll get into give a little bit more about my background and let you know where I got this hat and these boots and this belt. If you didn't know, it's for like from 4 a.m. and the significance of that will be shared as well. But before I get into sharing that, I just want to really iterate that point that what is technology's mission if not to improve the human condition? And all these things that we hear about are inconsequential if we don't participate and engage in it. In 1993 or 92, somebody said, hey, your pharmacy, your work, your friends, your games, your church, your money is all going to be in this place called the internet. It's always like the internet. Where is that, a mall or something like that? It's like, no, it's the internet. It's a place. And people couldn't fathom social media. Like, well, you tell somebody social, what is social? What is that? Right? This is the next thing. It's here now. Right? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. You know the feeling of, or you've heard somebody say, I don't remember when at AOL or Microsoft I could have invested in, I could have been rich. Or we used to know those people, and then I heard his mom was invested in something Microsoft, and I don't know them, they're gone. They're good, they're fine. Right? Well, we are this is a multi-generational, multi-trillion-dollar global technological phenomenon. This is not a thing, it's the thing. So it was technology. What's the number one thing to you in your life, in everyone, in your family's life, or people's? Oh, you didn't ask. Oh, I guess that's short. Well. Okay. Who can tell me? What's your favorite number one thing? I already know. You don't have to say yes. It's money. Anything you say is just going to be indirect consequence of that. Right? Absolutely. Your entire life is balanced on a string that you don't control. As a matter of fact, the people who do control it hate your guts. They want to destroy you, as they always have. We willfully deliver those tools in which to do it with our ignorance, with our fear, with our unwillingness to work on hard parts. I'm a very blessed man. Not because I'm rich, but because I'm doing exactly what I love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's nothing that I love more than my people. As a youth, I always think about, man, how can I save the world or something like that? No, you just do good for yourself, get your job, you buy your mama a house, that's good. Okay, that's all I can do. Well, yeah, I can't help, I can't see the world, I can.
Right.
What do people look like who save the world, who change the world? What's going to go to? Are they born that way? I say they look like us. Right now. We never had a chance like this, ever.
Right.
Let's go there. Imagine if we were at the beginning of the railroads and there was two brothers, James and Jones, how many families upon families, maybe they'll get to 100 million, 100 billion, whatever, but you have to think about the generational wealth that's created. That is similar to your existence. The difference between, well, you can't go to that school, just go to state school because you don't got the money. Versus, I don't know which one I got to trust my mom, my dad, this. Your life is different. You're worried about different things. You ain't talked to JoJo in 6 years because he played $20.
Right.
6 years you ain't talked to him. No, I got the music bar, $2. No, you got $200. This is our life.
Right.
They try to do this. I tell you this, I don't care, I'm a realist. I'm a teacher, I'm a pastor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a public official. I'm the number one crypto public official in the country. I don't say that to be braggadocious. It's be comprehensive. The blockchain will absorb all. Guaranteed. Two caveats. There's another you gotta keep in there, right? Unless there's a coronal mass ejection from the sun or nuclear war, the blockchain will absorb all.
Yeah, say it again. Yes.
Everything that uses the internet or a phone will be absorbed by the blockchain. For sure. Get into it now. Like you go back to your family. If you care about somebody and you don't teach them about money, you're lying. You're a liar. You don't know them.
Right.
What animal creature has a child or somebody they love and they don't talk about money? Or an animal, and they don't see how to eat, they don't see how to hunt. They say, go live in the zoo and let them feed you and play with you. Is that love? You've been tricked, you've been hoodwinked, you've been bad, you've been led astray. We're here to change that. And now. Amen?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I love this right now, so I'm gonna have to trip because I'm just so excited. You were going to talk to. I talk to a lot of people all the time. It's us. We need it now. We need it. It's not just, see, when I talk about the blockchain, not just Bitcoin or blockchain, it's the understanding.
Yes.
There's 12-year-olds making $30 million a year on the internet. There's 17-year-olds making $800,000. I know. The other day, somebody, I ain't doing enough, so we all been going. I see some stuff here, so I gotta go now. Somebody showed me $250 million, $250 million on their phone. It's here. You can't even feel it. You're starting to feel it. You're seeing it. Crypto.com, Staples Center, FTX, what's that? Crypto, what is this? Get into it. What we like to do. I don't understand. That's stop that. It's good to be smart. It's good to learn stuff.
It's good to be smart.
But we like that crypto thing. In 93, somebody was like, hey, AOL, Microsoft, get you some, girl, see some. I don't know about that. I'm gonna keep going to work, get this money. I gotta do my business.
Right.
And now, which one are you? I don't know about the internet stuff. I don't know. That's for nerds and stuff like that. It's for you.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I'll do that for myself. We don't get screen. We don't have to. If you don't have to, don't worry. All right, so, I'm from Long Beach, California. Attended Florida University. Alpha. That was the best decision. But first was FAM, and second was Alpha. I was in finance. I worked for JP Morgan. Wall Street, from 06 to 09. You know what happened? Oh, wait, New York?
Yeah.
I was there. I was right there. I had a good job. The best one. Worked hard, school up. You want to work bad? Yeah, people might fall to, or you might work for GM or something. I work in New York, JP Morgan. This is me. Until the ground fell from underneath my feet and everyone.
Yes.
The global financial crisis.
Yes.
What is that? People who don't look like you, that don't care about you, playing with the money.
Yeah.
Cause real pain. Your mom, your auntie, niece, nephews. Oh, he got laid off. You know what's succession? We getting laid off. Our house is going back away. Not this. They got a couple houses. They wolves. God lost that. She was sliding out. Right. Leave. We sliding. We can't.
Yeah.
A correction is coming again. Okay. And soon. Whether it's a collapse or crash, I can't speculate on that. Right. It's time. We be prepared.
Right.
The name of my sermon, so I preach a sermon. See, when you say preach, I teach. I call it a sermon because it's how I feel about this. It's mine.
That's right.
I was 24 hours a day, all day, tell me, come on.
Yes.
Time bomb, rocket ship. Time bomb, rocket ship. Tick, 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 tick.
Come. Yes, come.
Why do we call it time bomb rocket ship? What would you do if you knew a secret? How would you act if you knew the danger? Who would you tell? You always say, well, if I get back, I'll do it. No, you wouldn't. I tell myself every day, I think of today as the past. 25 years from now, 40 years from now, 100 years from now, this conference We y'all got a couple billionaires coming out of here. A couple $100 millionaires coming out of here.
Yes.
Be historic. Yes. Think about what you do. Think about what you do. This is, you never had a chance like this.
Yes. Wow. Maybe glad.
Something wrong. Rubbish. Picture this. You're the church picnic, right? They ain't good. I'm bad. I'm sitting back on. Go next to how much a dollar for the cup? Okay, man. You put up, okay, man. Where's still? Okay, it's fine. All right, good. Very good. But then you see it down. Okay, what y'all do? Is y'all pick some more lemonade? No, we ain't. Jump up, y'all come over here. They come in with gallons of water. 6 trillion gallons of water. We know that 40% of all the paper tickets that they print in the last 256 years since we've been tracking the money supply just came online in 12 months. Everybody say unsustainable. A correction is coming. Soon. How are you prepared? What are you talking about with your friends? What y'all talking about?
That part.
Who did this? What? You ain't talking about nothing. You didn't talk about financial literacy, what your investors do, how much you're going to gain, how you're going to secure your information, how you're going to participate in this system now living that's satanic, that hates you. Hello? I'm sorry. That might be if I'm
No. Shoot straight. Shoot straight. Right. That's right. I appreciate that. Right.
One thing I like to say myself is that I'm kind of like the boat trader. Loves to play, and I can play all day. Whatever you want to do, as long as you do it. But I don't play.
Yes.
At all. That's my journey. She better let you know. This is the time. Everything that we talk about back to me. Right? We say you need it. If $40 go missing, probably for $40.
Right. Yes.
Everything is respected. It is. They put a red line over your grandparents.
Yeah.
Your parents said they live in here. We're going to change the rules of finance in here. Keep them in this little box. We're going to heap untold humiliation, suffering, sorrow on them. MLK Street. Let's put up MLK Street. You know what we're going to do to every MLK Street? We're going to fill with prostitutes, drugs, violence. We're going to make a mockery out of them. Right in the face. What are they going to do? Nothing.
That part. Right.
March. You better get that kid. Well, I'm going to run with that. Cool, that's it. Run through all that. But we don't got enough money to get enough people to do it anyway.
Right.
We're going to pick them up. Now, I'm a big second of the don't talk like that. Because ain't enough guns, grenades to stop this mother. This is America's mother. This is stop that. Stop that. You can see nothing. You don't stop me, train you, you don't lose. Stop all that. You really get it for other people won't like you. Time bomb. markets, global markets, right? You know that there's 40% water in your money. What are you doing about it? How many times have you talked about that with your friends? Well, I know they print a lot of money. What's going on with that? Raise your hands if you talked about it before today with your friends. What's this inflation? I love it. Thanks, right? Did you come up with ways to prepare? Did you come up with a letter to send to your congressman? To your banker? Did you? No. You just kind of let it go out. Right. But, oh, that girl was what are you talking about? The time is now. You're going to be forced to go. They're going to cut the fat. It's going to be so crazy. So we have markets, right? Markets. This is what runs the world. You talking about nothing. They talking about how they don't control you and all that. So there's the global derivatives market. You know, derivatives, call options, stuff like that. You guys know that, right? All those bets on bets. Side bet, this bet on that bet. Retarded. The M1 money supply is stupid. You know how much money, right? You know what I'm saying? They keep it. I thought I was when I was a student because you gotta learn that. Y'all hear this? I'm like, this sounds crazy. Well, yeah, that's just amazing. Okay. How do you make money? Fractional reserve banking? It's hard. It's not crazy. You give me $1, and I loan out $100. I got $100. But if a bank gets a charter from the vet, you can give $1,000 for money. They can loan out $900 to them. Do it again. Where's the money?
Right.
You can talk for 6 years with us. They make money. That's informing your life and your relationships with your people. Church didn't live on God's prayers, y'all. Come on in the line and put this money on her. You know you want my money. How many years have you spent teaching me how to get it? Right. You're in the 40 years. Death and destruction. All around now. It's my life. I'm sorry. If y'all never experienced this, I understand. Y'all come with little families. I came a little different. I came from a place, I came with strong families. I came a little different. And I've been in a couple places. And so this was on my mind. I told you, I love my people. It's the number one thing for me. I'm starting to get annoyed and irritated with the word money. The word money. Oh, hey John, let's get this question now. You can make a lot of money. What do you make somebody say? Money. Who's money? I make money. Now I earn. Well, I earn too, but that's what I'm saying. We got 4 companies. We make money. For systems and communities. Because money is just an avatar for people. Why is money so important? Money in the world, no, it's not money. Money could be heads of cow shells, corn, paper digits. You can use quartz. They use all kinds of things for the avatar of money. Because money is just an avatar of the only reality, which is human engagement. Humans. The only reality that really that exists is in the mind of man. You know humans. The only reality that counts is when those humans start now this is young. Yes. Nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? So whatever avatar or thing we use to represent the transition, our engagement, no matter. The better it is, the more secure it is, the more faster it is, the more distributed where everybody can use it, the more these products are good that make people use it. motion. So you got 4 quadrillion stock bets. You got about 400 trillion. In quadrillion, can you I know this. It's like, there's not enough physical material in the world to make the statistics, to represent, to be like, okay, 4 quadrillion, let's make it. You can't replicate it in reality. Fun fact, good question. All the cash you see, when they be able to cash, you got cash, and all the banks that's moving all around, that's in Saudi Arabia, all the US cash dollars, that's in Jamaica, that's in Nigeria, that's everywhere. How much percentage do you think that is of actual money? So I done 50%? 25%? I'm talking about all the cash. Make mistakes here. All of that. How much? 25? 15? 10? 3%. All the paper tickets in the world is only 3. All the paper tickets over 3% of the money. Wow. Wow. Did you know that? 4 quadrillion, 400 trillion for equities, 120 trillion for currencies, 85 trillion for autos. Silicon wafers is 10, 20 trillion. Trillion. Guess how much the global crypto market is? What's that guess?
It's some trillion, isn't it?
Who got the answer? Who got the answer? Who got the answer? How much? 800? You, ma'am, how much you see this? 89 trillion. Okay. How big do you think the global crypto market is?
It's 1.7 trillion.
Thank you. $1.7 trillion globally. You starting to see what I'm saying? It's trying to go down. I don't know, it went down. Finally.
Right.
Don't ask me that. This is not some hot stuff.
Right.
This is about mentality, understanding,
right,
community,
yes,
way of being,
yes,
power,
yes.
My son is, I love God. So if you didn't know, my life is spoke out to the boxing. It's a crypto. I don't give a nothing else.
Yeah. Right.
It's technology.
Yes.
That gives us a chance we never had.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yep.
It's the way out.
Yes.
You don't know what to do to make $1 million. If you do, you do it.
Right. That part.
Hallelujah. Let me explain my point, because you're right. Thank you. Keep me on track. Okay, so I'm finished. So we've got a global market, 1.7 trillion. So you said, wow, even if you know anything about anything, right? And you just woke up and somebody just stuffed some money in your hey, here's $500 million. Put this money in the market. He's like, okay, baby, you're gonna go say, whoa. One is 4 quadrillion, man. I don't know if I get that yield out.
No.
Okay, 400 trillion. Oh, that's kind of high too. Okay, or maybe I don't know what's kind of. Wait, what's that? What is that? What is that? Right. 1.7 trillion. Man, you make money. This is 400. That's a whole wall. That's a cell phone. It's Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Brain, where they at? We didn't think rich. We didn't think they go from prestigious. You ain't.
No, paper dollars.
Bring me.
All right.
If they're not talking about this, they ain't talking about shit. Really?
Right.
Now, we're talking about people start to take leverage and then take money out of this. And that's so correction. I was there on Wall Street, shaking more hands from private equity. I see things having a real time. And then I went to other parts, once the reverberation started hitting, seeing a recession. Families, relationships, right? Where's the money? You're not fighting because somebody ran out the money.
Right.
You got it all. I just connect.
Right.
You know? So they said, why isn't this one seem like the most potential? You don't know nothing about nothing. Say that two stuff. Let's put it in there. Well, no. I'll put it out because how are you supposed to do it? You know, the government's hard they haven't regulated it. That's why it's on the side, guys. Until 2022. What's been holding crypto back is there's no laws and books. Doesn't exist.
Come.
I just got back to these things. Buy now! Tell your friends.
Bye now.
You will remember this time, right here. I'm sorry, I don't want to do I'm sorry. I was going to get crazy work.
No. Right.
Big ones in my life.
Right. Let's go. Right. Let's do this. Yes. No option.
Okay, so I authored Wyoming. They're the pioneers of crypto policy.
Yes.
The first ones to get 25 legislations put in.
Yes.
Miami's the premier. I wrote the resolution for our blockchain board for Miami County. It's into the Cryptocurrency Task Force. I'm chairing the task force.
Yes.
Miami will be the first crypto county. The policy that's going to outline it, it's not that. You write it. February 1st. Last year I submitted the first blockchain deal for the state of Florida. Yeah, in history for January. Digital assets and virtual currencies. February 1st, the bill will be law. Did you hear me?
Yes. The bill will be law. Yes.
2017, I pulled up to bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, houses, boats, yachts in Miami County. Commissioners, City Council, Mayor, because 2017, I helped get the first closing lights. I knew this was going to say, I seen that first 100 or $1,000 of Bitcoin. March 27th, we'll be the first crypto county. We're going to pierce the municipal veil.
Yes.
What do you think all the other counties are going to do when we start taking it?
Game over.
County, state, and I just got pretty easy. Why is this 1%? Because no rules in books. If there's laws in books, courts can't adjudicate.
Right.
If the courts can't adjudicate, and insurers can't insure.
Right.
Insurers can't insure. Companies aren't confident. If companies don't have it, the people can get it. And I feel
Yes.
what would you do with the secrets? How would you have to do the future?
Right.
Maybe look a little bit like
Come on.
So that's right. You send it. for my invocation and my pledge. And I'm sorry, I'm done. I mean, we can cast off and take a collection of it. Praise and worship. This is my invocation and my pledge. Period. Over the precipice of paradigm, preparing to pioneer a new path, realizing that the physical world can only be accepted as first, and that our digital reality can no longer be denied at last. Tectonic transitions caused by technology's position, provisions potentially transform every tier and class. Entrusted decision with proven decisions. May we all be multiplied by this immutable math. I am Elijah John Trey, and I solemnly swear to always establish and emulate the benevolent leadings of this immutable literature. Transparent, distributed, immutable, forever. So help me God. By and hold. Thank you.
If you're not sharing this information with the people you love, they're going to be in spaces where it feels like their lives are blowing up in front of them, and I could feel it.
Yes.
I promise you, I'm over there with tissue, and I'm probably trying to get my makeup to not be running by the time I get out here, because that's exactly what they're going to feel. So make sure that you guys are not just hearing and not doing, but hearing and doing.
Yes.
Learning and showing up, because it's important. Yes. We have one final. I was like, look, Pam, honey. I just like, Pam coming after that. I know she is amazing and great and wonderful and all that good, because yes, I know you, girl, you got it. And you are the ones. If anybody were to follow this, let me give you a little bit of information about Pamela Butler. She is an entrepreneur and successful business owner in accounting, finance, in the investment industry. Pamela is also a licensed master cosmetologist who embraced the beauty industry for almost 30 years ago, and initially was the source of her income while attaining her bachelor's and master's degree in accounting, then ultimately becoming passionate about the beauty industry that led her into the field that she's in, and she's doing amazing. Today, Pamela is a proud owner of PHP brand based in Atlanta, Georgia, which consists of several businesses, being a full-service accounting firm. Girl, you hooked me up, just FYI. You hooked me up. I'm gonna tell you about that later, but you hooked me up. A currency trader, and also investment platform, and a non-profit foundation supporting homeless veterans, abused women, children, and families with special needs. Being an active advocate for her two autistic children increased her desire to help create an organization that to supply much needed resources in those three areas. Her ultimate goal is to educate and empower other entrepreneurs with options that will equip them with the tools and knowledge and achieve their goals and help the foundation. They'll get the foundation they need in order to be successful. I am so absolutely happy that I get to introduce you and bring you on. She is going to be our last powerful speaker, but I promise you will be glad you stayed to listen. Come on, Pam. Come on up, girl. How you doing?
Hello, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I am honored to be here. First, I just have to say thank you to Kathy Hood for thinking of me and asking me to be a part of this platform, to be a speaker on this stage. Even though I'm virtually, I am still honored. I have been fully engaged from the very beginning. Lisa and BB, I know y'all are behind the scenes, but I still have to say thank you and give you your flowers and your kudos and all of that, because y'all made that happen. I'm telling you, Trishelle, you have been an amazing MC and host. I'm just grateful to be here and honored to close this thing out. I just want to tell everybody that's here virtually, that's present physically at the location, I think we claimed victory at the end of this session today. And we had a complete, like every emotion was touched in this platform today. Like Wanda opened it up with that amazing energy and her contagious smile. I don't care what technical difficulties that was going on. Wanda just kept smiling and it made me smile. I didn't even know what I was smiling for. But Wanda just had that energy. She just had this way about her that makes it happen. And then Professor Andy comes along and gives all the education and those facts on why we're in this space and why we need to be in this space. And I just love that power couple. They're so consistent and dedicated to their purpose, just with everyone worldwide, not just in this community. Their heart is of gold and they know their stuff. Lee, thank you for just showing what freedom looks like. Chrissy, with those fun facts. Yeah, he brought that, talked about security. We needed all those nuggets. And Millie just grounded us spiritually, her story, and just giving everybody just some passion to keep us motivated on the spiritual side and implement that in our businesses. John just wrapped this thing up with all of that energy he had. That was just comedy. So I done went through every emotion. We did have a full circle today. And I just want to wrap this thing up, just closing out on generational wealth. I don't have much time, but I'm going to say this much to you. Generational wealth starts with one person. And you have to decide, are you that one person? I wrote down success leave clues, right? But what clues are you leaving? Because generational wealth actually would start with you, with me, whoever is, because whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. And if you're in a space right now that you're not happy with, that you want changes, you have to be at a point to where you're ready to make that change. Change starts with a decision, right? But sometimes we get into this space where our past make us feel like wealth is not attainable because that was not our history. That's not where we came from. You know, or maybe you're looking at your credit score, your bank account, or whatever history is that you feel like is hindering you. You feel like those experiences are not allowing you to get where you want to be. So let me give you a little bit of background. She gave you pretty much my introduction, but I just want you to understand I came from being ordinary to extraordinary. And I just attached myself to a community because when I first saw this, I was at the bottom. Everyone makes a decision either out of desperation or out of inspiration. But I know right now you have to improve your mental strength to get you in that space to be ready for improvement, to be ready for greater. And one way to do that is to write down. And cross out the things that you can't control and deal with the things that you can. And one of the most powerful things that I still hold on to, Wanda said, you can grow a skill. She had this segment called Seed, Soil, and Sun. You can grow a skill. See, when I was in school, you know, my dad said you got to have the education, you got to have a skill set. So I thought going to college and becoming an accountant was my knowledge, was my education. And getting my license to be a cosmetologist was going to be my skill set. But this space right here is what really prepared me for generational wealth. Because I worked a career in both of those fields for almost 20 years, and I still had not achieved financial freedom. I still had not positioned my legacy for generational wealth. I was able to pay my bills, but paying my bills is not generational wealth. See, generational wealth is when generations to come after you are still eating off of what you planted today. The seeds you plant today, one of the most important investments you will ever make will be in you. And we have to start there. And we have to stop letting the limited beliefs that we can't do it hinder us. If you let the devil have your future, then all the pain you've experienced in your past is pointless. It's in vain. Don't stay stuck in your past because you're in denial about the possibilities that are limiting your belief for a better future. We got to make sure we turn all that agitation into compensation. Capitalize off of all those lessons and those experiences so we don't keep repeating that cycle, because the cycle rolls over into the next generation. That's hence where we come about the experiences of I can't, I didn't, what I didn't come from. If we change that cycle, starting with our children or whatever family member you want to leave your inheritance to, make sure you're educating them. They say education is power, right? But the implementation of that knowledge from that education is what really the power is. Because even the Bible say we perish because of lack of knowledge, right? So we have to educate our children. I just was bubbling on the inside with joy, hearing the part of Christy's story where she teach her son how to trade. I have 3 adult sons, and I taught all of them how to trade. And I had to change some of my habits that put me in debt. I had to change that. And one of the things I did, I started showing my children how I'm responsible with my income, how I'm responsible with my wealth, by giving them gifts that they cannot actually, they can't blow it, they can't waste it. So they can't even break it. So I didn't give my children toys and electronics for Christmas. I gave them cryptocurrency. I created portfolios. I gave my son a portfolio last year, not 2021 Christmas, but 2020 Christmas, when Bitcoin was probably about the price where it is now, in the 30s. And Bitcoin got up to $60,000. And my son was able to double his portfolio and cash out some of that money and keep what was the original investment, but cash out most of it for his earnest money to purchase his first home. See, that's leaving the knowledge and the education that he needs to implement to his children. See, if we don't pass on the knowledge in addition to the wealth, it doesn't matter what we pass on with the inheritance, because they're going to blow it. We want to teach them how to maintain it. I actually made my children read a couple of books and write me an essay on what they would do with the inheritance that I'm leaving them, just to make sure that their mindset is in the right place. Being an accountant, you have to also be responsible with managing your money, because if you're not managing 100, God is not going to give you 1,000. And bookkeeping is the foundation to being successful at managing your money. Some people don't even know that they're spending as much as they're spending. I did a year-end review with one of my clients, and he had no clue he had spent $17,000 on meals and entertainment. But he had goals that he wanted to expand. But if you start cooking at home a little bit, maybe you can save about $10,000 and invest that. Now the IRS have changed some of the guidelines. So now you got to report your crypto. So I'm going to school you guys a little bit. I know you got to do a Form 8949 to report your cryptos and your NFT gains and losses on your taxes. But did you know that if you're holding some of your crypto for more than a year, that you can qualify for long-term capital gains of either 0, 15, or 20%, depending on your income? All you have to do is attach a 1099-B to your tax return. It's simple things like that that keeps you in alignment with being responsible to managing your wealth. One of the tools that I want to advise you, if you're in investing, one of the things that I use is Crypto Tax Calculator. You simply sign up and you import whatever platform you're using to buy, sell, or hold your crypto, whether it's Coinbase or Binance or blockchain or Celsius, whatever it is, roll it over, and that way you can manage your taxes with your crypto. So I know I don't have much time, so I'm going to close this thing out. I want you to understand something right now. Let the devil really keep you in that space. It's not going to be profitable for your future. Remember, I said one of the most important investments you'll ever make will be in you, where your willingness to invest in you in the present is a direct indication of what you really believe your future is. Today's actions are tomorrow results. This platform changed my life forever. I'm confident in the clues that I'm leaving of success for my children. You got to ask yourself, would you take advice from yourself right now with the decisions that you've already made financially? And if your answer is no, it's time to make some changes and do some things right now. Implement the actions with what you gained from all of the speakers today to start creating a portfolio that makes you proud to pass that on to your children, to pass that on to your legacy. Because if we don't pass on that knowledge, you're thinking you're leaving an inheritance that's sufficient for the next generation. But if that next generation is not mindful and not managing it well, it's going to be insufficient for generations to come. And that's not what we want to achieve. We want generational wealth like Rockefeller's. Literally, his legacy is still getting paid from what he implemented many, many, many years ago, right? The last thing I want to say to you with the time that I have left is it doesn't matter what your come from is. What your go-to is about to be powerful. All you got to do is make the decision to do that. Don't let your past talk to your present about your future. Choose you. Choose your legacy and implement everything you learn. Take action today. It's one thing to write it down. It's another thing to actually start crossing out some of those things that you wrote down and put action to them so that you can see the results that you want. So that in the next generation, your children say, because my mother did this, because my father did this, I was able to do that. That if then factor is powerful. It's about implementation. So don't let the information you got today just stay in your notes. I'm always a learner. Even though I'm speaking here today, I still was taking notes. I still was writing things down from what I learned today so that I can implement some things because I'm always learning. I'm always trying to make myself better. And that's what you should do. Choose you, choose today, choose now. You're in the right place. Like Chrissy said, right place, right time, right platform, that's here. Get into your space right now, today, and make a decision that going forward, you're making a new life resolution to make some changes and be responsible about your financial future. And if you don't know what that look like, get with someone professionally to help you take your goals and your dreams and your visions and put them in an action plan and hold you accountable to that. That's how we start creating generational wealth and impacting legacies to come. So that way, when you're making money, you're paying yourself. Again, we don't want to own anything. We want to be in control of everything and pay yourself out of your trust. That's what should be happening. And get yourself in alignment to learn how to do that in a way to where you're still in compliance with the IRS guidelines. But at the same time, you're really not paying taxes on it. Wealthy people don't pay taxes. It's just about how you're moving your money around. It's not about getting over. It's just about being educated on the right way to maneuver your money. How do you properly use your pass-throughs so that you can actually keep most of your wealth or pass it on to your legacy. So that's my spiel. Those are my tips. I hope that helps someone. I hope that impacts someone. And I hope you're able to actually apply that to your financial portfolio and to your legacy goals. Thank y'all so much for having me.
That was phenomenal. If there were anyone who could have rocked this out, to wrap this up with our speakers, you did an amazing job. And she got y'all. Yeah, listen, for those of you who are online and those of you here in the live space, we are so excited and so thankful that you guys are still here, that you're still online. I know we have gone a little bit longer than normal, but guess what? It was absolutely worth it. I am so thankful that I had an opportunity to rock it out with you all today. It has been absolutely an amazing experience. But before I walk off, I want to bring back the creator and the amazing Kathy.
But for the ones who hung in there, to get all this good, God bless you. I know it's going to change your life. It should, I'll put it that way, if you take this information and put it to use. I've been telling everybody, I'm new to this space, but when I heard the information, I knew how important it was to get it out. That's why I brought my sisters, my twin, Trishelle, Vicky, Lula, Jackie. I'm just telling you, guys, we've been rocking it. They've been rocking with me as we come together as Brave Girls Trade to get this information out. So we started our tour, and the tour is just to get the information out. Like Mr. Beaudre said, we got to tell it, guys. We have to tell it. Now, whether y'all take it, what y'all take and do with it, what we tell you, so it's up to you. But my girl Gillian, thank you so much for coming. Gillian's like, girl, all I need to know is what I need to do. We had a meeting in the ladies' room. And so, but thank you guys so much. Let me bring up my dynamic trio. dynamic trio. But then I bring up the dynamic duo for helping me to pull this thing together. Come on up, Big Baby. Big Baby Williams, y'all met her at the beginning. Come on, listen, little girl. Y'all met her at the beginning. She did an amazing welcome, and so she's been running around having amazing 15 to 20 conversations at one time, changing things, updating the agenda, just trying to fix things. And, the one thing about it is a lot of things that did go wrong, and a lot of times we think it's going wrong, it's actually going right. All right? And so that's what we're going to say. So thank you again for hanging in there. Come on up, Dr. Lisa Richardson. I know we don't have on her last. You just got half a nerve left. So, look, I'm going to let y'all hear from Dr. Lisa today. Come on, Dr. Lisa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your patience with us and getting all this fabulous information today, the knowledge that we pass on to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grands. Hi, Mom. and back to our parents at home because Mom bought 4 tickets.
Yeah.
She brought her homegirls with her.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Mom.
It's bi-directional, that knowledge. It goes down, it goes up. And it ensures all of our future. So thank you for joining us.
Awesome.
I just want to shout out to my mama because she's in the audience online.
Hey, Mama. Hey, y'all.
And all the rest of my family who's doing it too. Love y'all. We're about to change the legacy in this thing,
Y'all hear, look. And so, look, again, we want to thank our sponsors. These 2 lovely ladies, of course, Organized Chaos and Main Street Martech. But also we have Adams Realty and Management Services. Hi, Kelly. So Kelly's an online ambassador as well. That's my daughter, by the way, guys. So I get to say hey to my daughter. So maybe my grandson's out there somewhere. Hey, Gina. Yeah. And the South Wilson Chamber of Commerce. We thank Diane Matthews again. So that's been awesome. So we want to thank our DJ.
DJ Mike Dano, who has been keeping us rocking and partying here all day today.
You gonna take us out with some good music too. Hey! Okay, we ain't gonna get started. Also, we want to say thank you to our decor, our Pamper My Presence, Adrian Hardy. She turned it out. She showed up. Thank you so much. And just thank you guys for being here. Yeah. What about our photographer? What is it?
Sean Shepard of Triple S Shots. Our photographer for today.
Awesome, guys. So, we won't even go into what happened and why we are like 2 hours behind, but so it is.
We made it. We made it.
So that's not how we normally do things. And like again, I have recovered. As I told you how I was feeling about 10 minutes over, starting late. So anyway, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you guys next year. No, hold on, Trishelle. Oh, look, let me.
No. Hi, everybody. Just a little bit quick. For those of you who are online and you do not know, when we're talking about community, how to get connected, what to do, please don't hesitate to send information either to State of the Woman. Just say contact us, find that information, or you can also go to bravegirlstrade.com and fill out the information. I promise you one of us will all get back with you to get that information. So I know I promise that you will know what to do in order to get going, get started, to plug in with us. Either Save the Woman or Brave Girls Trade. You can absolutely go get all the information and you will get contacted with some details.
See, that's why you have sisters in your corner. Because I was just going to say goodbye. Right? But no, that is awesome. So we want to, yes, thank you so much, sweetie. We want to give a great big shout out to our Pam Brown. Girl, you just know how much I love you. You already know. I see you in the backstage back there, but I see you. I've been wanting to say, hey, Pam, all day and jump in front of the camera. You know how I normally do. But I didn't get a chance to do that today. So I want to say thank you. So I want to say thank you to my beautiful mistresses of ceremony, Wanda Webb. Yes, Wanda Webb. And my illustrious Trishelle Williams. Trishelle. So thank you to all our speakers. Randy Webb, he was amazing, kicking us off. We had Millie Mills, who just inspired us so amazingly. Lee Allen. Thank you so much. You know, she came through, right? Yes. So it's better to be, it was something she said, more than successful. Significant. Yeah, we want to be significant, right? And who else we got?
Chrissy. Yes,
Chrissy.
Chrissy with the
I don't know if you still listen. Yeah, listening to us. But Chrissy, you know, she's amazing. She just showed out. Chrissy was such a pleasure to work with and pulling this conference together. And yeah, definitely our panelists. Hey Sabrina, sorry I didn't get a chance to speak to you earlier as well. And yeah, so that panel was led by my twin, y'all. My twin, so thank you, twin, which is Clarissa Winston, guys. So I have to remember her name because I always call her twin. So. But guys, so yeah, so follow up with us. I was just sharing with Gillian and a couple other ladies, rather, about what we do. Brave Girls Trade. We get together, we trade together, we teach. You know, from our academy, guys, we invest together. So we just learn and we're growing together. So again, thank you so much for joining us for the 2022 State of the Woman Address, the Crypto Conference. And so we'll be having one next year. I promise you all. Yes, we learn from this one. This is our first one.
And one more thing, we need to say that the State of the Woman Address is presented by the Marvelous Light Empowerment Association, which is a women's organization led by Kathy Hood, which is a nonprofit organization designed to encourage, empower, and equip women to prosper every day.
Yay! All right. Well,
now you can say goodbye.
All right. Good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Y'all, Ambassadors, tell everybody.